degrees, winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10. 85% humidity. We had some rain showers here about 3 hours ago, and there's a chance they might travel through here once again. Good evening, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, and welcome to Joe Robbie. Two teams tonight that have traveled in diverse paths this summer. Philadelphia has won 3 of its 4 preseason games. The Miami Dolphins have lost every time they have gone out. But there is a compelling interest in this game, the presence of 2 outstanding quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham and Dan Marino. My partner is John Madden. And John, anytime you drop a list of great quarterbacks who are playing in the league now, these 2 young men's names will be there.
And quarterbacks that are fun to watch. I think if these 2 guys would go out and play 1-on-1 in the parking lot, it would be fun. It would be worth the ticket. And I know that Dan Marino is the perfect type pocket quarterback. I mean, he's the guy who gets back, throws, and he's as good as anyone that I've ever seen. I know when I coached, I thought the best that I ever played against was Joe Namath, and Dan Marino reminds me a lot of Joe Namath. Then on the other side, Randall Cunningham. I think he's the quarterback of the 90s, the guy that does it all. Last year, he was 82% of the Eagle offense. He'll run it, he'll pass it, he'll run it, and then throw it, and he's the only quarterback in the NFL that calls his own plays now.
Philadelphia comes in 3-1 in preseason, Miami 0-3. Now, I would think that the 2 coaches have different goals for tonight's games.
Well, they do. You know, Buddy Ryan, he's thinking, let's just get through this injury-free. In fact, as you go into the preseason, the last game, I think that's what every coach in the NFL is thinking. And Buddy's thinking now Super Bowl. He got his players thinking Super Bowl. Last year, they figured they did the first step. They got to the playoffs. This year, I think they all feel that they have a shot at the Super Bowl. Now, on the other side, Don Shula. He's going into his 27th year as a coach in the NFL, as a head coach in the NFL. He's just looking for something positive. He said, we're 0-3. He said, we haven't had anything positive come out of this training camp in this preseason, and we'd like to get something tonight to start the league next week.
As you can see, a small crowd, this facility, and it's a beautiful facility now beginning its 3rd year, seats better than 70,000. It was the site of the Super Bowl last January. They expect a crowd of between 38 and 40,000 tonight. That's a reflection, I'm sure, of last year's 6-10 record and a 5th place finish in the AFC East and an 0-3 preseason mark so far. There's Andre Waters, one of the deep men for the Philadelphia Eagles, as the Eagles won the toss and they have elected to receive. Pete Stoyanovich, an 8th-round draft choice from Indiana, will kick off tonight. He's had his problems this summer. He's in a battle with Fouad Rivez for the place-kicking job, and Stoyanovich might win it by default because Rivez again today is hurt and will not compete tonight. And the deep man is Mark Higgs for the Philadelphia Eagles. Small crowd. Miami Dolphins, the only time they have finished winless in preseason was in their first year of existence, 1966, when they went 0-4. In '69, they lost their first 5 games, but then won the 6th preseason game to finish 1-5. But it's been a dismal summer, bothered by holdouts and injuries. Here's Stojanovich's kick, and Higgs will grab it for the Eagles at the 7. And he's cut down quickly at the 23-yard line. Randall Cunningham comes on the field, and here's the offensive line that he'll have in front of him tonight. Ken Reeves, Mike Shad, an acquisition from the Rams, David Alexander, Ben Tamburello in place of Ron Solt, Heller, Keith Jackson, the tight end. And joining Cunningham, Byers, Tony, Ron Johnson, and Chris Carter. And Philadelphia, unlike so many teams, does not make many substitutions on obvious passing downs. They just shift their personnel around. As John said, Cunningham, 82% of the Philadelphia offense in 1988. 1st and 10 at the 24. Tony for a couple. Defensively, this has been a serious problem for Miami. Turner, Soche, and Jeff Cross start up front. The linebackers and the inside linebackers have been a real problem. Graff, Aarons, Clark, Hugh Green not playing like he used to. In the secondary, Paul Langford, Judson, Lewis Oliver, and Jarvis Williams. Rodney Thomas and Ernest Gibson will join that secondary on obvious passing downs. 2nd down and 7. Ron Johnson has come in. Cunningham across the middle, caught. Tight end Keith Jackson makes the first grab.
There's a guy who in his first year became one of the best in the league. Keith Jackson, 81 receptions, led all NFL tight ends last year, played in the Pro Bowl. And this guy's really something. Buddy Ryan says the only way he thinks he can improve this year, instead of leading himself to the Pro Bowl, is lead this whole team to the Super Bowl.
3rd and 1, Philadelphia, just underway. Opening series of the ball game. Cunningham on a play fake, flips it out, caught by Jackson. That's a first down. Randall said to us yesterday that he enjoys calling his own plays, but short yardage and goal line gives him a problem.
Those are the tough things, because what happens is you get different players in there. On first down, second down, and even 3rd and long, he can have the same 11 out there. But when you go short yardage, you get 2 or 3 tight ends. And he says then he has to know the people, the plays, certain plays he can run. So that's one that Ted Plum calls.
First down and 10, Philadelphia. Tony fights for yardage near the 40-yard line. Anthony Tony, the 4-year man from Texas A&M.
You know, that formation we just saw, Vern, there looked like 4 wide receivers with Anthony Tony, the only back there. What he does, he puts Keith Byers as a slot man on one side and Keith Jackson as a slot man on the other side. So he can go on first down and make it look like a 3rd down package.
That's got to be an advantage for them, I would think.
I think it's a real advantage. I think it's the only way the quarterback can call his own plays.
2nd down and 6. Play fake. Tipped and incomplete. Intended for Jackson across the middle. And that will bring up a 3rd down. Might just expand, John, on that point, that it is difficult to call your own plays if you've got people coming in and out.
I think that's probably why they took it away from the quarterback, is that on every down, it seems like you have 3 or 4 guys coming in on offense and defense. And if you do that, then the quarterback doesn't know what play to call or how to set up the play. But if he has his own guys, like here, you see this formation looks like 4 wide receivers, but it's the same 11 guys.
3rd and 6. Deep left side overthrown as Ron Johnson cut it inside toward the post at the 40, and Cunningham let it sail over his head. It'll be 4th down.
You see, Ron Johnson is playing out there in place of Mike Quick, who just came to training camp this week, just signed this week. And it looked like he was thinking one thing. He was thinking a hook. It looked like Randall Cunningham thought that he was either going to keep going up or come in, and he did neither.
That brings on John Telchik to punt. Talking to Joe Woolley, the director of player personnel, before the game, he said John Telchik may be the best athlete on this Eagle team.
I've even seen him make a tackle.
Fair catch at the 17-yard line. Troy Stratford for Miami. That's a 43-yard punt. 12:29 to go, first quarter.
Performance. For some people, it's more than a passion. It's a way of life. Well, for all those people for whom good enough just isn't good enough, there's Speed Stick Antiperspirant. Nothing is wider. Nothing glides on drier. Nothing gives you all-day protection in a bigger way. All-day performance that's hard to beat. If you're going to give 110%, your antiperspirant should give 110% too. Speed Stick, the white stick.
By Menon.
What's he doing now?
He just keeps looking funny at the cigar.
Bet it's a Dutch Masters Zero Producto.
How come?
Most cities don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore, but Garcia Vega still does. Garcia Vega gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers. Hey, why don't you ring this guy's chimes and tell me he needs an honest cigar?
And now there's Garcia Vega Whiffs, another honest cigar.
He's doing it again.
What's the difference? It takes too long to learn to use a computer.
Wrong. DeskMate makes the difference with graphics that guide you.
Learning new software is like starting over.
Not now. DeskMate uses the same plain English commands with different programs like load a spreadsheet for DeskMate.
A computer? I
wouldn't know what to do.
Now you will. Deskmate makes the difference.
Deskmate is simple.
It's PC compatible.
Deskmate is even easier on Tandy computers.
The friendly face in the PC crowd at Radio Shack and participating dealers.
Dan Marino opens at quarterback for the Dolphins. Up front, John Giesler, Roy Foster, Jeff Dellenbach, Harry Galbraith, Ronnie Lee, and Bruce Hardy will start tonight at tight end instead of Farrell Edmonds because of an injury. In the backfield, Troy Stratford, Tom Brown, Mark Duper. Freddie Banks takes the place of Mark Clayton, who is a holdout from camp. Andre Brown and Jim Jensen will be the additions for the Dolphins on obvious passing downs. Dan Marino last year, or for his career, 196 touchdowns. That's the most of anybody who's currently playing. And he's already closing in on a lot of Greasy's career records. Troy Stratford. And he's out to the 19-yard line. Defensively, Reggie White, Steve Kafusi, who's really a rookie. He was on IR last year. He gets a start. Jerome Brown and Clyde Simmons up front in the front four. The linebackers, Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, and Al Harris. And in the secondary, Izell Jenkins, Eric Allen, Wes Hopkins, and Todd Bell. Now on obvious passing downs, William Frizzell, Andre Waters, and Sammy Lilly will come in. So that is the prevent defense for the Eagles. 2nd and 7. Shotgun formation. Across the middle, got it. Freddie Banks to the 35. That's a first down. And that is the 6th catch for Freddie Banks, who's getting an extended look now because Mark Clayton is a holdout. He's in the option year of his contract and is not reported at camp.
So here's the thing that Marino does so well is he throws this slant pass. Watch, Banks is just going to come down here and then turn in like that, and boom, there's the ball right now. You know, in talking to all the Eagle rushers, they say the tough thing about Marino is he gets rid of the ball before you get there, even if you beat your blocker.
Reggie White goes over center now in the 46 defense for Philadelphia on 1st down and 10 after the 16-yard gain. Play fake, pass left. That's caught by Mark Duper at the 46-yard line.
I'll tell you, that was a heck of a catch by Duper. Not so much a catch, but just staying in bounds. Watch how he gets out there in the sideline and how he's going to keep his feet in bounds. Now he can reach with his hands, but keep his feet back there. You see how he keeps his feet back there? He's staggering them, and then he just lets them go. You see, watch again on the clicker here. You see, he knows that he can't go out of bounds, so he just comes under control, and keeps both feet in bounds.
1st down and 10, Miami. No score. Andre Brown is coming to the lineup, a free agent wide receiver, and there's a plunge over the right side. Boy, the Miami Dolphins have not had a ground game to speak of this summer nor last year.
Well, you know, we're talking about earlier that Randall Cunningham was 82% of the Eagle offense, which is a lot of running. Dan Marino was 77% last year of the Dolphin offense, and of course he never runs.
2nd down and 8, and of course that points out the obvious absence of Sammy Smith, the Dolphins' first-round draft choice, who was not reported at camp and said again today that he's not coming unless they up the ante for him.
Yeah, but when you got a gun like Marino, you don't want to horse around with a lot of runs.
Bruce Hardy. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Hardy shaded to the inside, and it's a 1st down after a 24-yard gain.
You know, here's the thing, as you watch, even on this, the Eagles are going to blitz. They're going to be free coming in here, but they still can't get to Marino before he gets the ball. Watch this. They're bringing the pressure on him straight up the middle. You see the delayed blitz coming right now? The pressure up the middle, one free guy, but the free guy couldn't get there before Marino got rid of the ball. That's why he was only sacked 6 times last year.
Well, they have led the league in fewest number of sacks in the last 6 or 7 years. Here's Marino back. 5-step drop into the corner, intercepted. Picked off, intended for Freddie Banks. Marino dumped after he let it go. And they're not going to rule it down to the 1.
I'll tell you, watch Reggie White, number 92. He comes right over the center. See there? He's free, and he hits Marino just as he throws the ball. That was one of those interceptions that you have to give to the pass rush. I give that interception to Reggie White.
That was something we will see throughout the night. Reggie White over Jeff Dullenbach. And I'd say a distinct advantage is going to belong for most of the night to that man.
Well, Reggie White is there was only 2 unanimous players picked in the Pro Bowl last year, and one was Reggie White. He is the best defensive lineman in football.
The other was Mike Singletary of the Bears. Time is out.
I've made up my mind. I'm going to do it. Why shouldn't I? I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every morning. So before I lose another hair, I'm going to the doctor. I know doctors have treatment programs that are proven to work. More guys are trying them every day. I'm not bad now, but I wouldn't mind looking better.
Your doctor can really do something about hair loss. So see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
Attention all men with noses. Schick brings you the Slim Twin Disposable. It's 28% slimmer than Good News to give you a close shave even in hard-to-reach places. The Schick Slim Twin, preferred by men who have noses.
Want to tap into real draft beer taste? Then tap into cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft. Its rich, smooth, real draft taste blows ordinary beers away.
In this package is over 40 years of experience in overseas shipping and access to more air routes worldwide. Because Flying Tigers has changed its stripes and merged with Federal Express to form the largest all-cargo airline in the world.
Watch this pass rush. Here's Reggie White now. Anytime he can come here, that's where you want to get your best pass rusher. Now watch him. He hits in here, boom, and he comes right on Marino. Now Marino has that quick release. He's going to throw it before Reggie gets there, which he does, but in doing so, he also throws the interception.
Izell Jenkins, number 46, with the pickoff. Ruled down at the 2. It's 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Backs in the eye. 2 wide receivers left and right. Tony gets it up the middle for about a yard. Greg Clark, number 60. And Lewis Oliver, number 25, defensively.
Now, one of the points Buddy Ryan made is that if you want to have a good defense statistically, you have to have a good running game. And last year, they didn't have a good defense statistically. In fact, they were like last in the league against the pass. And he said he doesn't blame his defensive backs. He blames his offense, his running game, because they have to control the ball, keep the defense off the field.
2nd down and 7. Cunningham from the end zone. Keith Jackson again finds the tight end. Jarvis Williams, number 26, makes the tackle.
I think these guys have become very close, Randall Cunningham and Keith Jackson. I mean, I get the feeling when Randall goes back there, he's looking at Keith a heck of a lot more than he did a year ago at this time.
Well, and he said that he can talk to him now and tell him the mistakes he made as a rookie. And isn't it interesting how Cunningham has taken charge of this ball club?
Well, I think so, and I think that's when Buddy Ryan gave him control of the team as calling his own plays. I think that's what he wanted. He wanted to get him more involved. He said he goes to the Super Bowl, they get into playoffs, he's the MVP. I mean, he goes to the Pro Bowl, he's the MVP in the Pro Bowl. He said, now, I got to bring this guy down to earth. One way to bring him down to earth is let us call his own plays.
There's a re-emphasis of the point John was making. 82% of the offense last year, Randall Cunningham. He has called his own plays before this summer just once in his career. That was his freshman year, first game at UNLV. After that, the coach took over. Tony stacked up. Brian Sochet is there. Paul Lankford, number 44, is there. Dave Aarons, number 50, is a Plan B acquisition.
Well, and this is the type of play that Don Shula was looking for. We said that he wanted something positive, and where he would like to get that something positive is the defense against the run. Like the Redskins played them last year, and they ran up and down the field like it was some kind of a touch tackle or something.
2nd down and 10. Dolphins do have 4 starters from a year ago, either holding out or injured. Here's Cunningham with a lot of time. Down at the 11. Dave Aarons, number 50 again. And Aarons is one of those who's been criticized here because of an absence of defensive effort.
Well, Aarons is an inside linebacker. Mark Brown and John Offerdahl are the starting inside linebackers, and Aarons is the guy who's taken their place. They just get a missed tackle there. Ron Johnson was open downfield. Cunningham couldn't find him.
3rd and 10. No score, first quarter. 6:24 to go. Out of the shotgun, Cunningham. Screen pass. Right side, incomplete. Good job of T.J. Turner, number 95, of shadowing Tony out of the backfield. It'll be 4th down.
This Dolphin defense kind of likes this when they get a cheer. It's been a long time. They're 0-3 in this preseason, and the heat has really been given to this defensive group.
John Telchik on after his 42-yarder a moment ago, and Troy Stratford waits for it at the 47-yard line. Fair catch. 45-yard line. Hang time of 4.6 seconds. 6:08 to go, first quarter. A 44-yard punt. Time is called.
Cold filtered. Never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its smooth, real draft beer taste, the world is a very cool place. So tap into the cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
Now, what about the Stanton judgment? Tough case?
We won it.
Nice work.
I had a great team.
Bet you she gets a great raise, too.
Our next junior partner should be getting some good financial counsel. Call my Prue Bates broker.
Rock solid.
At Prudential Bates, rock solid means an all-star team behind you, armed with the strength and resources to win.
So, big gun make you a partner yet?
Bang.
Prudential Bates Securities, rock solid, market-wise.
If you run your own business, you've got to watch every dollar.
Well, I'm glad you like our figures. Any other questions?
How far will your business get on a dollar's worth of AT&T?
On the 21st, we can do that. Sure, we can do that.
Not as far as it'll go on U.S. Sprint.
We got it. That's terrific.
Get more out of each and every dollar with our 100% fiber optic Watts lines for your business. Call Sprint now and talk with the best.
The world's toughest tennis. The U.S. Open continues.
One of the featured matches tomorrow will be a 4th rounder between Chris Evert, who was in her final U.S. Open against 12th-ranked Monica Seles, and in the men's singles, a 3rd round match between 2nd-ranked Boris Becker against Michael Pernfors. It all begins tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Time here on CBS, our coverage of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships. Dan Marino, 3 of 4 for 50 yards, but he did throw the pick down at the 2-yard line. 6:08 now to go. No score, first quarter. Dolphins trying to win their first preseason game of 89. Reggie White jumped over center. And then the pass is dropped out on the right side by Mark Duper.
I think that was a free one, Vern. I think Reggie White was a nose tackle again. Remember the last play? Watch him. He's right here, number 92. And he jumped before anything else moved. So that has to be encroachment against the Eagles. He was so anxious. He got that sack last. He wanted another one, or he got that near sack last time.
Got that new contract last week.
Yeah, that'll put a little weight on your hips.
4-year deal, which supposedly makes Reggie White the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. First down and 5. And he should be.
As he should be.
Tom Brown Down at the 49, that's a loss of 1. Brown and Lorenzo Hampton are in the backfield now, and there's Reggie again.
You know, he's one of those guys who plays, watch him right here, he plays the run as well as the pass. You see when that tackle blocks down, he knows that here comes a trap. And you see that trapping guard, it was Roy Foster, he went outside him. The minute that tackle came down, Reggie said, uh-oh, something coming from the inside, and he closed right down.
Mind you, he missed most of training camp before he signed the contract, and last week you saw 7 tackles and a sack. 2nd and 6 now. From the 48, 5:23 to go, first quarter. Marino guns it. First down, Miami. Mark Duper in front of Izell Jenkins at the 43-yard line of Philadelphia.
That's the thing. The way Marino throws as a pocket passer, he's either going to take 3 steps or 5 steps and then get rid of the ball. And so where you want to get your pressure on him is right up the middle, because you're not going to get it from outside. And when they can stop that middle offensively, Marino's success rate can go way, way up.
1st and 10 at the 41. No score. Philadelphia, Miami. Here on CBS. Fumble. Clyde Simmons never saw it, number 96, and the Dolphins get it back. Troy Stratford dropped it. John Geisler recovered.
As you said, Simmons was right there and didn't even see it. It was a draw play. Marino's going to come back off, hand out to Stratford as he did. Stratford, just as he started to make the cut, got the ball knocked out of there. Clyde Simmons doesn't see it, and Geisler comes in behind and gets the recovery.
2nd down and 12, and again Marino will go from the shotgun. Reggie White is over center, so they're in that 46 defense again. He'll come over Delacourt. Here comes the blitz. Marino, man coverage right side, overthrown. Duper was open by 3 yards. And Marino's upset. Had him wide open down the right side.
Well, he knows 2 things. One, if he gets a blitz, if he gets all these guys coming, which he does, that then he's going to have one-on-one. And if he gets one-on-one and he has one-on-one going deep, that should be a touchdown. But watch the pressure. They pick it up nicely. They give him time. He gets the one-on-one. The one-on-one beats Jenkins. You see him going deep there. Jenkins goes for the in. It's an in and up by Duper, and he just got one hand on it. I think he should have caught that if he runs through it. He catches that ball.
First 3rd down now for Miami. It's 3rd and 12. Incomplete. Freddie Banks, the closest receiver, but it was a good 6 yards behind him.
That's another reason Marino doesn't get sacked. There was no one open, and it didn't look like he really had good communication on that play. He threw it where they weren't.
He was sacked 6 times last year. As a matter of fact, and of course it wouldn't be a factor tonight, but counting regular season games, the Dolphins are working on a streak of 12 straight in which Marino did not get sacked.
It's amazing. Have you ever figured why Reggie Roby wears his watch?
Maybe he's checking his hang time.
I think he does. I think he does check his hang time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if he does, he's going to love that one, because on that left wristwatch, it's going to say 5.3 seconds. Time has been called.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized, Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its smooth, real draft beer taste, the world is a very cool place. So tap into the cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
Somewhere there's got to be a cure for athlete's foot.
Step up to the mic.
Mike?
Micatin. It cured my athlete's foot. It's got something the others don't. Myconazole. There's nothing more powerful.
Hey!
I'm giving away advice, not Micatin.
Say, what you got for my athlete's foot?
Step up to the mic.
Mike?
Micatin. It cures athlete's foot. There's even a deodorant Micatin.
Then I'll take the Micatin. To go.
Step up to the cure. Step up to the mic. Micatin. Look for new economy size powder.
If you don't like the looks of your car,
Shoot it with Son of a Gun from STP. Shoot the dash, seats, tires, and roof. Son of a Gun protecting. Man, what a difference.
Dear Dad, you once told me that courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. Here in the Army, I've learned what that really means.
Season begins next Sunday, and here's our lineup on CBS. Dallas with Troy Aikman as the starting quarterback will be at New Orleans. John and I will be there as well. 49ers open in Indianapolis. That ought to be a terrific matchup. The Rams are at Atlanta. Tampa Bay against Green Bay. And the Phoenix Cardinals with Gary Hogaboom as the apparent starter go up to Detroit to take on the run and shoot.
But, you know, and that's always the most exciting time of the year, the season openers. And, you know, you've had the training camp, you've had the preseason, and now for the first time it all counts. You can't wait to get started.
Byers in trouble. And he shakes loose just long enough to get out to the 41-yard line. As for the second consecutive possession, the Eagles are backed up inside their 5.
Hey, one thing about the Dolphins, even though they've had that turnover, that interception, they had that great punt by Roby, it really kept the Eagles backed up today. I mean, they haven't had any kind of field position where Randall Cunningham can really work his game yet.
Second down and 7. Saw Tamburello at right guard starting for Ron Solt. Here's Tony. Bounces to the outside. And that should be enough for a first down. Lewis Oliver, number 25, finally got over to make the tackle, but a little bit too late.
Lewis Oliver's the #1 draft choice. In fact, the Dolphins had 2 '1 picks. He was 1B. And, you know, the big safety. I think he's the type of guy that they're looking for now. He's 6'2", 226 pounds. I think like Jeff Fuller of the 49ers, Fulcher from Cincinnati. That big safety, that's the direction the NFL's going.
Tony left. And he's out near the 20-yard line. Take a look at Lewis Oliver.
Well, here's what a safety looks like. You know, you don't see those guys where you just picture them. You know, you don't think them as guys against the run. But last week, he had 8 tackles. And you can see why. That means the front group doesn't get the tackles done, so then you leave it for that safety. That's not a good thing.
Second down and 3. No score, 2:45 to go, first quarter. Byers. There's an example of poor tackling that has bothered Don Shula and the troops, and Oliver has to make another stop. This is after a gain of 16.
That's another reason why you don't want your safety making too many tackles, because look what has to happen. Look at the blocking here on the right side of the Eagle line. You see Heller fire out there. Jackson comes down. There's a missed tackle. There's a missed tackle. There's a missed tackle. So when your safety's making a lot of tackles, that usually means that that's after 2 or 3 missed tackles.
Respectively, you saw Graff, Langford, and Jarvis Williams miss them. 1st and 10. Cunningham, Tony. Rick Graff, number 99, makes the stop. John, not to beat it to death, but just to reiterate the point that the inside linebackers from last year, Offerdahl and Mark Brown, are not in camp. And then John Bosa and Eric Kumaro, the outside men, are both hurt.
Well, I think that's a big part of it. I mean, you know, part of it, this is not a real good defense. The other part of it, they have guys holding out, as we see Offerdahl and Brown. They're the 2 inside linebackers. They're holding out. And you have 4 guys that either holdouts or injuries aren't there, so that brings them down a little. Plus, they're not real good anyway.
Second down, Byers drops it. Matt Cavanaugh on the sideline. May have the best job in America, backing up Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, if they don't complain about it.
Yeah.
You know, those backup quarterbacks are always the most popular guys in the team when things go bad. You know, we want him, we want him. If the guy doesn't start to believe that, he has the best job. When he starts to believe it, then he's in trouble.
There's Don McPherson, who started last week, and actually Buddy Ryan might alternate those 2 men as a number 2 this year.
Yeah, he's going to keep 2 quarterbacks active and change that every week.
Byers has to adjust in mid-run. We're at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. A small crowd on hand this first weekend in September. Vern Lundquist and John Madden. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. No score. Philadelphia's had the bad field position. They did get an interception, but it was on the 2, and a Reggie Roby punt backed them up inside the 2. So John Telchik is on the punt for the 3rd time down. And Mark Duper dropped what might have been a touchdown off the arm of Dan Marino, the only serious scoring threat we've had. John Telchik from the University of Texas. That's a terrific punt. Stratford at the 15. William Frizzell does a pretty good job of shielding off the block. And a 5-yard return of a 51-yard punt. Last night, Kansas City fell to the Jets in overtime. Green Bay blanked New England. Seattle over the 49ers in what was an entertaining game. Atlanta defeated Buffalo. Minnesota over Cincinnati. Washington edged New Orleans, and San Diego defeated Phoenix. Chicago wins again tonight. Harbaugh threw 3 touchdown passes in that game, and the Raiders finished 0-4, John.
I know. Look at the defense in that game, 41-38. That's Miami doesn't have a good defense. That's one of the Raiders' problems too, Vern.
Stratford. Stratford's kind of an enigma as a 3rd-round draft choice out of Boston College. He lit up South Florida with a 169-yard effort in mid-season his rookie year against Dallas. Got the starting job, but then last year really had an up-and-down year.
Yeah, and then Lorenzo Hampton started then, and then Stratford came in this year and beat Hampton out again. And again, their #1 draft choice, their first round was Sammy Smith, who they think will be the starter there if they can ever get him to camp.
Sammy Smith said this afternoon in Orlando, "I've lowered my price." The Dolphins said tonight, "We aren't upping our price." Marino. That's a first down at the 27. Freddie Banks makes the catch.
I tell you, that's the thing about this Dolphin passing game and Marino and Banks. They know what they need for a first down. Banks runs that pattern right to the marker, gets 2 yards beyond it, and picks up the first down.
That's the end of the first quarter with our score. Philadelphia nothing, Miami nothing.
Get ready. You could win a Plymouth Voyager instantly. Just watch CBS to match the number on your Kmart newspaper circular. The CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway starts September 17th. I'm ready. He's ready.
For induction into the National Football League Hall of Fame, Mike Ditka.
This is it. The Pro Football Hall of Fame. To be selected is the greatest honor of my life. To join men like George Halas. And because of him, I started my career as a Chicago Bear. And I'm with the Bears again. And the game I loved as a player is still in my blood as a coach. The will to win, the fire competition. They're all part of the stories that are here for you at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And when you see Mike Ditka, remember that in life, just as in football, there's a lot more to winning than just wanting to. See, you have to prove yourself every day, to always give your best. You really never lose until you stop trying.
They're all here. The records, the films, the stories at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Don't miss it. This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by U.S. Sprint. For 100% fiber optic telecommunications, talk with the best, U.S. Sprint. The U.S. Army, where you get an edge on life. Be all you can be. And by Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste, so tap into the cold.
We begin the second quarter. Miami Dolphins have a first down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. No score thus far. Game has been played for the most part at Philadelphia's end of the field. Dan Marino continues as the quarterback. He expects to play at least a half tonight.
I think when you can look at a quarter and the score is 0-0, I think that Miami thinks they won that part of the game.
Play fake, Marino back, gets a good block on the left side on the blitz, and Freddie Banks has the catch. That was a good job by Troy Stratford. Just a little brush block to give Marino time to deliver the pass to Freddie Banks left side.
Well, that's one thing about Marino in that release. He doesn't need a lot of strong blocks, but he does need good, crisp pass pattern. And he gets them from Duper. Freddie Banks has given them to him tonight. And, of course, the guy that he really has to miss is Mark Clayton.
John, can you teach a quick release, or is that a God-given gift?
I think that they learn a quick release when they're kids. I think they learn it like Marino. I think he learned it when he was a kid playing in the streets, even maybe before he started playing in high school.
And off to Brown, splits the inside linebackers. And a nice run for the second-year man out of Pittsburgh.
Well, Don Shula said that he wanted something positive, and thus far I think he's had it. I mean, his defense is kind of scrambling around. He's getting a little running game going, pretty good pass protection. He's starting a new fullback, Tom Brown, here, letting him run with the ball. Here's a guy he wants to look at tonight and possibly start him during the regular season, Tom Brown. If he can just give him those plays and good blitz protection for Marino, he'll be a starter.
Second down, Brown. Close to the Philadelphia 43-yard line. Tom Brown was on injured reserve last year.
It's going to end up in a short yardage situation. We could see Bruce Hardy saying it's just that much to go. See, Brown just puts his head down and runs through something. If he had one little more move, find a little softer spot before he did that, he would have had a chance.
Jerome Brown, who didn't make the team flight yesterday. He had an accident in his brand new automobile on the way to the airport.
Yeah, and Buddy Ryan was so mad at him when they got down here. The team arrived without Jerome Brown, told the coaches, I'm not going to play him. Then it was real hot out here, and he said, the heck, I'll play him all night.
Brown with the catch. And he's got yardage to the 37-yard line. Todd Bell makes the tackle, number 49.
Yeah, the Eagles flew down yesterday and came out here and practiced at Joe Robbie Stadium. And again, Jerome Brown missed the airplane, and it was so hot out here that the players were just kind of going through a light workout, and everyone was, sweating like heck. And after that, Buddy thought, the heck with not playing him. I'm going to play him all night.
Brown finally showed up at the Eagle Hotel about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I guess he's back in his good graces again.
And he showed back, and he came up in the lobby when the whole team was there, and he had to enter in front of the whole group.
Right. 3 seconds on the 45-second clock. Marino gets it to the left side. Caught, first down. Mark Cooper at the 28. Clyde Simmons putting the pressure on Marino, but this has been an excellent Miami drive.
Here we see Don Shula there now, the head coach, 27th year. He is going back to calling the plays. Last year, his son, David Shula, called the plays. Then David went on to coach the Cowboys. He's the offensive coordinator there now, so Don took it back.
First down and 10. Brown again. Pretty good run. Jerome Brown is upset about something. He's stomping around, jawing at people.
Well, he's jawing at someone because they held. Anytime a defensive lineman jaws, it's because an offensive lineman held him. They hate to get held. Now, I'll bet you, watch this. Here's Jerome Brown, and we'll see what happened. And I'll bet you someone grabs him. You see he's working to the outside. You see, he thinks right there he's grabbed. I thought he was blocked pretty well.
I did too.
Yeah, I think he got knocked back a little and started going for the complaint.
I think Roy Foster would agree that he had a pretty good block on him. Out of the shotgun, second down and 9. Left side. Oh, good play. Seth Joyner, number 59.
That's frustration. You see Joyner, he was there, he was on his man, and that ball came in there, zipped so quickly that he couldn't get a hand up there. And he was thinking, I'm so close to it, I saw it coming, and I couldn't do anything about it. And the reason he couldn't do anything about it, watch Marino. No wasted motion. Boom, he sees it. Wham! That thing comes out of there like a cannon. Seth Joyner saw it coming, couldn't do anything about it except tackle the guy.
Third down and 8. Duper and Andre Brown are the wide receivers along with Freddie Banks now. And Jim Jensen. Here's that passing offense. Motion. Marino to Jensen. If the play stands, it's a first down at the 14.
And I think it has to stand because I think it was one of those free ones for Marino. I think the Eagles jumped again.
That's the indication from referee Fred Wyant.
I'll tell you, that's something will upset Buddy Ryan. Guys jumping off sides. Anyone can jump off sides.
Number 94 declined. First down.
And it's Steve Kafusi. Yeah, that could be the thing that Marino could have drawn him off sides by cadence or some kind of movement. Let's see if we can hear it. See what he did? He got him on that hard hut. They call that a hard count. He gave that first one hard and the second one soft. Kafusi jumped on the hard count.
Marino knocked away in the end zone. Eric Allen, number 21, the second-year man from Arizona State.
That's who Buddy Ryan says he likes. He said, this kid's going to be a corner, Eric Allen, number 21. See him? He just bails out. He's going back there playing the ball and the quarterback. Now the fans are saying that he got there before the ball did. Buddy Ryan saying he got there at the same time the ball did. That's what the official said too.
What does John Madden say?
I agree. Let him play. Let him play. It's all right. They don't have to be too bad. They got crowd rule noise. They got all these rules now. Let him play.
Second down and 10. Tipped away. Freddie Banks couldn't hang on. Izell Jenkins, Wes Hopkins, 46 and 48 defending.
Hey, that is something the Eagles defense does well. If you look at them last year, look inside the 20, they only allowed a TD 41%. That was second. They only allowed a score. That includes a field goal, 68. That was first. Their defense inside the 20 last year was the best in the NFL.
3rd and 10. Marino, 67% thus far. And again, the 3 wide receivers plus Jim Jensen in the lineup. 2 to the right. Hardy is split off to the left side. Troy Stratford also is split out. 3-man rush for Philadelphia. Jensen across the middle.
That's a play that puts pressure on the quarterback. 3rd down, you have to throw it in the end zone or for a first down. That was not a good play or a good decision by Marino there, because if he throws incomplete, he has to kick a field goal. If he completes a pass, they have to kick a field goal.
That's going to bring on Paul Stoyanovich, who has had his problems. Now, he's an 8th-round draft pick out of Indiana, but he is 1 for 5. Missed 2 last week, and Shula did say that he only missed by a couple of feet, but he did miss. This will be 24 yards out. Cliff Stout will hold. High snap. The hold is down, and the kick was good. So the rookie from Indiana hits from 24, and the Miami Dolphins take an early lead of 3-0.
You think Bo Jackson's the only guy who can do this stuff?
It is from Kodak. It is for the advanced photographer. It delivers the highest resolution. Microfine grain. Superior image structure. It is called Ektar. Sounds like the most impressive color print film ever made? It is. New Ektar film by Kodak. The genius is in the details.
Hey, when it comes to protecting your investment, isn't it worth paying for the real thing? Only Armor All works like Armor All.
Want to tap into real draft beer taste? Then tap into cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft. Its rich, smooth, real draft taste blows ordinary beers away.
Jack Scalia is Wolf, an ex-cop struggling to rebuild his broken life.
And I'm the only son you got, Pop.
And to start over, Wolf, coming this fall.
Dan Marino leads the Dolphins on a 78-yard drive, 14 plays. Pete Stoyanovich gets the field goal from 24, and now he'll kick off. 6 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock. And Henry Gizmo Williams will return the kick, or attempt to, for Philadelphia. He's the 5'6" youngster who has played the last couple of years in Canada. At the 6. And out of bounds at the 30-yard line, knocked there by Rodney Thomas, number 24.
I tell you, if he makes it, that Gizmo is going to be something that the fans are going to love. You know, they like any guy like that that isn't as big as the rest of the guys. Although, when you watch, I mean, this guy has a real body on him. He has big shoulders, big arms, big legs. But they like that kind of guy. I mean, he's going to be, again, if he makes it, he's going to be an exciting player. He's going to be a fun player to watch.
He was nicknamed Gizmo by his teammate Reggie White when they played from Memphis in the USFL. Here's Cunningham back. Mark Higgs, number 22. And in a running back spot now, and Higgs is out near the 35-yard line. Higgs, another small young man, 5'7", played last year with Dallas.
He's one of the guys that the Eagles got in the offseason that they hope can improve their running game. You know, they're just looking for anything that can give them a little more in that area.
There's Mark Higgs, 5'7", played last year and was unprotected by the Cowboys. He's one of those Plan B acquisitions. Here's Higgs again. Nice run to the 50-yard line.
I'll tell you, that is when you talk about a cutback, that was a perfect cutback here by Higgs. Now, if you watch the thing here, he's going to take the ball here, start out. Now, as the defense comes here, you get to this point where you get him here, and then what? You see it and cut right back against the grain. Now, watch him as he starts out here. Watch the defense slow to that side. Then he stops, cuts back against the grain, and he's right on a safety.
Tony gets the handoff this time. E.J. Jr., who's another of the Plan B acquisitions and a major disappointment for Miami this summer, made the tackle then.
You know, the thing that has surprised me is, one, Randall Cunningham calling his own plays, and how many runs he's calling. That surprises me. Two, the fact that he hasn't run with the ball himself yet tonight.
Kenny Stabler called the plays for you, did he not?
Yeah, he did, and I always liked that. I always liked it where they called it out there on their side of the sideline, and it was called, this is what we want to do, rather than this is what they want us to do.
Brian Soche makes the tackle on Mark Higgs. Soche, the 7-year man out of Northwest Oklahoma State. He's an unusual package.
Yeah, he was, some guy was interviewing him the other day. He's walking off the field and talking to a reporter and just takes a PR guy and throws him in the swimming pool. Keeps on walking in. Then he had to answer the phone and he needs something to sit on, so he picked the cigarette machine up, pulled the cigarette machine over and sat on the cigarette machine and talked on the phone.
Third down. Cunningham looks for someone to lateral to. He's sacked down at the 46-yard line. It looked for a moment, John, like a quarterback draw, except you and I know they don't have that in their arsenal.
They don't have it. I think he was looking to run, and I didn't know that he didn't fumble that at the end. Watch it here. You see, now there's no lanes to run in. That's the problem. That's good defense. I think he was just going to lateral that thing. Couldn't find anyone to lateral to and went down. But against Cunningham, you have to do two things. You have to keep him contained from the outside, and you have to stay in your lanes as you rush him up the middle. The Dolphins stayed in their lanes and gave him no lanes to run in.
John Tilchik on the punt on 4th down. Stratford back for it. Bergetch taken at the 8-yard line. Well, Don Shula said, I just want to feel good about something. And so far he must. There's a flag down. So Fred Wyatt heads down to check the infraction. But this is a defense that's given up 30 points on the average and 3 losses in preseason.
One thing, when you have a guy like Marino who throws the ball a lot.
Number 54, ineligible downfield, 4th down.
What happened is the only guys that can leave on a punt are the 2 outside guys. And if anyone who was on the inside leaves before, that's what happened.
That's Britt Hager, who's a 3rd-round draft choice. Buddy Ryan said of him yesterday, talking about Britt Hager, I think that hippie from Texas could play football.
Well, he said he reminds him a lot of Singletary. Mike Singletary said, they said Singletary was too short and too small to play, and he said Hager reminds me a lot coming out of Singletary.
I got the drift of Buddy's conversation that Hager's hair is a little bit longer than he'd like.
Oh, of course.
Tilchik, super punt. It goes in for the touchback. It'll come out to the 20. There is another flag down.
I tell you, it's the same thing. It's the same. The flag is the same side in the same location as the one before.
If it's Hager, he may get a haircut right now.
This is where the last preseason game, the way you can tell who's going to make the teams and who plays on special teams.
Number 58, ineligible downfield, declined, 1st down.
Well, they learned something at Texas. That's Ty Allard from the University of Texas. Just like Britt Hager. That's been a long 20 seconds for the former Longhorns. Miami leads it 3-0.
Subaru would like to apologize to the residents of Casa Grande, Arizona, where we drove the all-new Subaru Legacy at speeds averaging 138 miles per hour, 24 hours a day for over 60,000 miles. That's about 2.5 times around the world. Until we set a new world speed endurance record. If you're listening, Casa Grande, thank you.
Staying on top is not easy. You have to give 110% and expect it from yourself, everyone, everything. Speed Stick deodorant gives 110%. That's its edge. Why? It has no alcohol, and alcohol evaporates. Speed Stick protection doesn't evaporate even after 24 hours. Glides on dry in just a few strokes. That's 110% protection.
Speed Stick deodorant, the wide stick.
That's your edge.
By Menon.
Open your eyes up!
Hey, check out the old timer.
Come on, will you? Come on!
I got it. I got it. I got it. It was the chance of a lifetime.
I know.
Hey, see if you can hang on to this.
The NFL today is always changing year by year, and for 15 years they've been #1, and that's why they're not complacent.
Well, they ask you every once in a while if you got a full bucket. Somebody does.
Hey, you never know. You have to have everything on the sideline where you never know what's going to happen. They got everything down there from stuff to drink to oxygen to tape to Kleenex to everything. You see, there was Kleenex in that. Who needs a Kleenex on a football field?
Left side, Mark Duper. Right in front of Wes Hopkins.
That's it. The other thing I like about this, watch Duper here, not only does he keep his feet in like before, but he comes back to the ball. See, it's a comeback. You start up, now you're close. Now you just come back a step or two, and that's where he beat the corner. He didn't beat him by going up the field. He beat him when he stopped and came back those 2 steps, and a perfect throw by Marino.
And on first down, Marino will go from the shotgun. He brings his shotgun offense in, which means the presence of free agent Andre Brown, number 82. They have been most impressed with Andre Brown this preseason. He's number 82 in the Across the middle. Nice move by Troy Stratford. First down, Miami.
Yeah, the thing that Marino does here, the advantage of the first down shotgun is that you don't have to throw it deep. See, he was looking out to his right, looking, and then Stratford was his secondary receiver. Reggie White got very close to Marino. He couldn't look to his right anymore, so he came back and threw it to Stratford. You don't teach that kind of stuff.
First and 10, Miami. They lead at 3-0 with 5:13 to go first half. Quick opener. That's at least 9 yards. See if he got the first down. Young man who carried for only 6 yards in preseason before getting the start tonight in front of Ron Davenport.
Yeah, but he looks like a fullback. Look, I mean, that hair, you got stuff coming down there. You know, big fullback, you block, you run hard. I'll tell you, this Dolphin team in this first half looks 100% better than the team we saw last week against the Redskins. 100% better.
Boy, do they. Both sides of the ball. Second and 1. 4:33 to go. First half. Miami leads it 3-0. Yeah, give him the shotgun. This is an audible. Blitz. Man coverage left side. Bobbled and dropped. Mark Duper. And Eric Allen.
I'll tell you, that's what they look for out there. You saw Marino take a long time in his shotgun. He's audibilizing out there. He's looking. He's waiting for one-on-one. You see him turn right now? He looks right now. He knew the blitz is coming. He knows when the blitz is coming. He's going to have one-on-one out there. He has Duper going deep again. He hit Duper deep, and Duper didn't hold on to it. And watch as he threw it just in time. He had to throw it then because if he held it one more step, he would have gotten it.
Reggie White being talked to by the medical staff of the Eagles. Time has been called.
Thousands of years ago, the world was introduced to a vehicle that could hold plenty of cargo and travel in some of the worst weather. This year, history repeats itself. The new four-wheel drive Subaru Legacy wagon. After thousands of years, man still can't improve the weather, only the way he travels through it. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
The weather? That's no excuse. Oh, yes, you do. Introducing excuse-proof exercise, the affordable ergometer from DP, with air resistance for total no-impact fitness at home. Made in America for bodies that need no excuses. The DP ergometer. No more excuses, America.
You know, baseball cards are real popular these days. For one Ron Say, I can get a whole case of my favorite beer, Miller Lite. I don't want some watered-down minor league version of a regular beer. I want the less filling beer that tastes great.
Hey, Ace! Give me 2 cases, you can have this baby.
Dream on.
1 case. Nope, a 6-pack. Half a can?
The big league light beer, Miller Lite, where less filling tastes great.
Okay, I'll give you 2 cases, and you don't have to take the card. But that's my final offer. Must have a couple of mine already.
Whoa.
Reggie White just walked off by himself, and if he is indeed injured, it doesn't appear to be anything serious. But he'll sit out for at least a play. 3rd and 1, 4:15 to go before halftime. Miami leads 3-0 on a 24-yard Pete Stoyanovich field goal. Hardy in motion. Lorenzo Hampton gets the first down.
I'll tell you, Hampton comes in here. Watch the surge up on top. Short yardage is just like goal line, and you have to just fire out, get it going backwards. You see, they got the thing going backward now. Hampton, he sees everyone down. Now, if they're down, he's going to jump. If they're up, he's going to go down. So he just jumps and gets the first down. So you try and get that defense down and then go up over it, or get them back and you can go under them.
And again on first down, Marino audibilizing at the line. He's got Stratford split to the left. Now Brown is beside him, so Jensen is not in. This is not their nickel package. And the pass left side, incomplete for Duper.
See, that's the only way you can effectively rush Marino, is make him throw the ball when he doesn't want to. And that's what Buddy was saying yesterday. We got to rush him, pressure him. We're not going to get any sacks. But the success is when he throws it before he wants to. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Brings up a second down and 10. 3:22 to go before halftime. And a regular set this time. Marino under Jeff Dellenbach is center. Wow, nice hit. Tell you, John, he's running very well.
Yeah, he is, and that's one of the things that Don Shula wanted to see in this game is Tom Brown, see him as a starter. I think he has to keep his feet going a little more. He looks like to me he's big upper body, and he stops driving his feet too soon. He stops driving his feet with contact. I would, of course, I'm not a coach anymore. What the heck am I talking about? But I would make, contact, boom, then you keep those feet going, whap, 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 like that. I think he goes boom and forgets a whap, whap, whap with the feet.
And that can't be taught.
Yeah, no, that can be taught. Oh, that can be drilled. That's an easy one to teach. Just keep your feet going, man. They'll tell you. Someone will grab one of those feet.
Have a whap, 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 coach.
Yeah.
Third down, Marino. Eric Allen. He's got it. Philadelphia ball. Nice pickup. Wow, what a terrific play.
I'll tell you, Mark Duper ran one pattern, Dan Marino threw another pattern, and Eric Allen was there. You see Eric Allen there? He's running the out, and he's the defensive guy. He makes a heck of a catch with keeping feet both inbound. And watch Duper, he keeps on going straight up the field. Watch him up there on top of the screen. See, Duper does an out and up and keeps going. Marino throws the out. Allen, the defensive guy, runs the out. Duper runs the up. Marino throws the out.
I got that. I can't write it down, but I got it. He fires. How about this much maligned Miami defense? They've done a good job so far in the first half.
I'll tell you, I think embarrassment can be a great motivator. And last week, the Washington Redskin line just pushed this Miami defense all over the field. And they were either the greatest in football or the Dolphins are worse. And I think they took that all week and got tired of it.
We're at the 2-minute warning. Miami leads it 3-0. Philly's got the ball.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Hello, Ed and I are here on a spot check at our distributor in Meridian, Mississippi. It gets pretty chilly here in the storeroom. Bless you, Ed. But folks here like to keep Bartles and James as cool and fresh as the day we make it. While this is good for our coolers, it is not so good for photography. But it makes sure none of the quality we put into coolers like our new premium blush gets lost before it gets to you. And a cooler is a better tasting cooler. Thank you for your support.
A recent test compared the Toyota Tercel stick shift, the Hyundai Excel stick shift, and the Subaru Justy automatic. But we made it tougher on the Justy, because you don't shift the Justy, and its ECVT automatic makes it accelerate and pass quicker than the Hyundai and the Toyota. Proof that Subaru can beat the competition with one arm tied behind its back. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
Herb Cross is with us here in Miami. He'll be along at halftime, and Brent Musburger will also talk with the acting baseball commissioner, Fay Vincent. Will McDonough joins us live from Boston with news and notes from around the NFL, and Pat O'Brien recaps the preseason in what he calls a letter home. Philadelphia's first 4 possessions, they've had a punt, a punt, a punt, and a punt.
Yeah, but look where they got the ball. On their own 24, their own 2, their own 2, and their own 25. They really haven't had the type of success that they wanted. I know yesterday they were thinking that maybe they could start off and just get a bunch of points in this Miami defense and get out of there. And they're not going to be able to do it. I think Buddy's going to make that first-string offense play more tonight than they thought.
Cunningham for Carter, leaping catch at the 50-yard line. Chris Carter. And that was more of a heave than a pass. I mean, Cunningham really put it out there.
Yeah, you watch Carter here. He's on Don McNeil, and he's going to end up running a corner. You see, he started inside, then he goes back out, and he really beat double cover. He got behind the linebacker and outside of McNeil.
First down at the 47. Cunningham darts to his left. He'll run. Chased by Greg Clark. Blows by him. And then zips out of bounds at the 26. Very coolly so.
And I think that's the type of thing that the Eagles have to do and Cunningham has to do. That's the first time he's run tonight. And you watch how that will loosen up this Dolphin defense now. Because at first they come in, they're all worried, watch Cunningham run, watch Cunningham run. Then he does it. Now they say, oh, it can't happen again. Now they don't know whether to rush him aggressively or to play him soft for him running.
Found it interesting. Randall said yesterday the only designed running play they have for the quarterback is a quarterback sneak. First and 10. Draw play. Tony. With the 16. The clock shows 1:08 and going.
But you know, it is funny how that quarterback running just opens everything up. That's what I was talking about. And now the defense that was playing aggressively and tightened up has now spreading out and not playing with that same intensity. There's nothing that takes more out of a defense than chasing a quarterback.
Buddy Ryan on the sideline. He's got Reggie White over there with him, but perhaps just for now, Reggie not seriously injured. Season openers next Sunday on CBS. John and I will be in New Orleans, where the Cowboys take on Jim Mora's Saints. The 49ers are at Indianapolis in an interconference matchup that ought to be a dandy. The Rams open at Atlanta. Tampa Bay will be at Green Bay. And the Phoenix Cardinals will be at Detroit. Gene Stallings and Wayne Fonts, the respective coaches there. It all begins with the NFL today at 12:30. There's Reggie White. He got kicked in the stomach, but we are told nothing serious.
I think Reggie's a little tired, too. You know, he missed most of training camp, just came in, played last week. This is the second game, and I'll tell you, it's hot and muggy down there. And that defense was out on the field a little more than they thought they were going to be. One thing you don't want to do, you don't want to get Reggie White tired. You don't want to get him hurt in the last preseason game.
Cunningham off his back foot into double coverage, incomplete. Intended for Keith Jackson.
You know, that's the thing about Cunningham, Vern, is he can throw off his back foot. He can throw off his front foot, side foot. He can throw underhand, left-handed, kick it, punt it, do anything with it. And that makes it tough on the defender, too. I mean, he's a guy. Marino has all his feet together the right way all the time. Cunningham is unorthodox. He can throw it from any angle.
Second down and 10. 3-0. Miami leads. 1 minute to go in the half. For Tony, incomplete. Dave Aarons was trailing defensively on the play. Anthony Tony couldn't get it. Now, Buddy Ryan earlier this week. Now, here's an interesting theory. On a radio show, he referred to the Miami Dolphins as a bunch of patsies.
Yeah, he says that he would like to be able to play the Dolphins twice every year. So we don't have them on our schedule. He said it's nice to play patsies.
I got a theory about why he said that I want to propose to you or pass on to you in a minute. Third and 10. Eagles trail 3-0. Timing pass left side. Incomplete. Now that's William Judson, who was doing the defensive job, number 49. I had a member of the Eagles staff tell me, here you go, John.
Judson did a nice job there. What he did, Garrity is a receiver. and he shut him off. You know that old basketball thing where you just get in front of the guy where he can't get the ball. Watch how Judson gets his body in front of Garrity. Now, either Judson is going to catch it for the interception, as he should have. It went right through his hands, or it's going to be an incompletion.
Luis Zendejas to try a field goal to tie it up from 33 yards out. By snap, Delchik gets the ball down, and the kick is good. So on 4th down from 33 yards out, Luis Zendejas ties it up. He's now 5 for 7 for preseason. Now then, Buddy Ryan calls them patsies, apparently on a radio show. A member of his staff proposed to me before the game down in the field as this kind of complex Machiavellian thinking. But here's what he said. That Ryan called the Dolphins patsies because he, Buddy Ryan, wanted his team to have a tough game tonight. So he wanted the Dolphins fired up. He was trying to rile them up so his own guys wouldn't have a pushover.
Yeah, well,
you know, buy that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's that word?
Machiavellian.
Yeah, I don't know that word thinking, but I think that I wouldn't want as a coach. I mean, the reason I wouldn't buy it, I wouldn't want as a coach, I wouldn't want my team to have a tough game in the last preseason game.
Okay.
I always like the second to the last preseason game to be tough. I never wanted to make the last one war, because then you're going to come out of it too banged up. I wanted to be as healthy as I could for that first season opener, because that's what it's all about. I would think if someone was down, you know, that old sleeping dog,
that's right,
I'd just let them stay over there and sleep in their little pile.
I would subscribe to your philosophy, given the schedule that the Eagles have the first 5 weeks of the season. I mean, they don't have any easy road to hoe. Here's the kick. Lorenzo Hampton. Opening weekend of college football today. How about the shocker in Jacksonville, where Southern Mississippi, under Curly Holman, knocked off Florida State 30-26. Arizona leading Stanford. R.C. Slocum, congratulations to him, his first head coach game of the Aggies. They upset LSU 28-16. North Carolina State beat Maryland. Gary Gibbs and the Oklahoma Sooners win big over New Mexico State. And Rice is leading SMU 28-3 as football has returned for the campus of Southern Methodist University. But I'm afraid the Mustangs might go 0-11 this year. 1st and 10. Big Ten play. That's a first down out to the 36-yard line. 29 seconds to go.
You know, we see Lewis Cheek is in there, has been in there at left tackle for the Dolphins. John Giesler hurt his knee and is questionable to return.
Screen pass, Stratford. Nice move. Out of bounds, stops the clock with 11 seconds to go.
This is where Marino is something, and the Dolphins have always been. I remember in the old days playing against them with Greasy, any Don Shula coach team, that they always do well at the end of the half and the end of the game. They really know how to handle, you know, that last 2-minute thing and control the ball and get one more shot at it before it's over.
Well, they've got 10 seconds now on the ball at midfield. 3 wide receivers to the right side and 1 to the left. Flag is down on the far side.
Now that would be the end. No, there's still 6 seconds too. I was going to say that the half can't end on a defensive penalty.
Well, John, they've lost John Giesler. Now Ronnie Lee, the right tackle, is holding the back of his left thigh. Or now it's his knee. I'm not sure which it is. Here's Fred Wyant.
Illegal motion, number 85, declined, 2nd down.
That's Mark Duper. And Ronnie Lee, the right tackle.
We have illegal motion, number 85, take the penalty, 1st down, 5-yard penalty.
Still down. Ronnie Lee, who was a tight end during his early days here in Miami and during his collegiate career at Baylor in his 11th year.
I think about Ronnie Lee, he's a good pass protector, and when you have a team like the Dolphins and a quarterback like Marino, you need those pass protectors. Not a great run blocker, but that's not the biggest thing to be an offensive lineman for the Dolphins.
Ronnie Lee gets a nice hand as he's helped off. Jeff Ulenek will take his place. Ronnie Lee was, let's see if we can figure out what happened.
I think he's right here, and watch it. Sometimes they get kicked, sometimes they do the kicking. And I don't know if Ronnie Lee was trying to leg whip there. What? You see, when he brought that leg around, he was trying to cut his guy. And as he did, he got kicked right in the knee. Now, that is not a bad injury. When you get kicked in the leg, I mean, I know Ronnie Lee's thinking, now it hurts like heck, and I'm up here saying that's not a bad one. But the bad one is when the foot is in the ground and the knee twists. When you get kicked there, that's usually just a bruise.
Time for at least one more play. Banks, Jensen, Brown, and Duper at the wide receiver spots. Three-man rush. Duper caught it out of bounds. And that'll end the first half. That's the end of the first half with our score. Miami 3, the Philadelphia Eagles 3.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new DP Ergometer for total no-impact workouts at home. No more excuses, America. Nike, to remind you to just do it. And by Subaru, we built our reputation by building a better car.
Nothing's rougher on a man's face than shaving. That's why there's Skin Bracer. It's more than an aftershave. It soothes, cools, tightens pores, so it's good for your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By Man. Eat fish twice a week.
Your doctor knows.
It's good to eat. Helps your heart to keep the beat.
Helps slim you down from head to feet.
Get rid of meat. So twice a week, seafood and fish.
Lobster.
Scallops.
That's delicious.
Haddock makes a lovely dish.
Holy mackerel, try monkfish.
Fillet of sole. So every week, eat fish twice.
Try halibut steaks.
Now that's quite nice. To cook a fish, take this advice.
10 minutes an inch, that should suffice.
So eat fish twice a week.
It's easy.
Tasty.
I think it's chic.
The official spokesfish now will speak.
Eat fish and seafood twice a week.
Hi, I'm going to be living with you till you try a smooth, mellow A&W cream soda.
America, you have a choice. Try a regular or diet A&W cream soda, or try living with this man. Pour yourself an A&W cream soda.
This is not movies, that this is real.
Life impacting life.
Very gripping.
William Shatner hosts a new series that could make a difference in your life.
911 is there to save our lives.
Real heroes in true life situations. Rescue 911 premieres Tuesday.
John Cryer stars as the famous Teddy Z. Coming Mondays this fall. Get ready.
We're at the half at Joe Robbie Stadium where the Philadelphia Eagles and Miami Dolphins have played to a 3-3 tie. Hi, everybody. I'm Irv Cross, and welcome to our halftime show. The sports world tonight continues to mourn the loss of baseball commissioner A. Bartlett Giamatti. Earlier today, our Brent Musburger spoke with Fay Vincent, who was named acting commissioner, who was a close personal friend of the late commissioner.
People have suggested and talked about the stress as the result of the Pete Rose situation. Fay, you were close to him throughout that. Did that place an enormous amount of stress on Mr. Giamatti having to make that decision regarding Rose?
Well, I think it was a difficult time. I don't think that the stress was unusual for him. He was used to it. He knew that as commissioner he would have a series of difficult issues to deal with. He was comfortable with trouble and with challenges. So although I think it was a stressful period, I don't think it was unusual, and I do not think that that episode in any way contributed to this tragedy. I really do not.
I'm sure that it's likely that sometime over the weekend they're going to come to you and ask you at least to be interim commissioner. What do you think Mr. Giamatti would have wanted you to have carried out? What would his legacy be for Fay Vincent or whoever occupies the commissioner's chair in the years ahead?
I think his legacy is, as I said earlier, his devotion to trying to make the game better for the fans, make the ambiance, that was his word, better. And I think if baseball's attentive, it will listen to his wisdom, and it will work on that theme.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. As you know, during this preseason, we've been checking in with our Will McDonough, who has kept us abreast of the top stories around the National Football League. Now, joining us live today from our affiliate WNEV in Boston is Will McDonough. Now, Will, what's the story with the Dallas Cowboys quarterback situation?
Well, Irv, before we get to the Cowboys, I hope you can take all that excitement down there watching this great game tonight. But in Dallas, of course, one of the outstanding stories in the preseason has been who will be the starting quarterback. They have two young, wealthy ones, Troy Aikman and Steve Walsh. Well, the answer is Troy Aikman. He started tonight against Houston. He will get the call in the opener. Another big story in the league has revolved around the Raiders. Will they move out of Los Angeles? Will it be Oakland? Will it be Sacramento? I talked to two owners in the league this week, Irv, and they both think it's going to be Oakland, and they expect an announcement somewhere in about 4 or 5 weeks. In Green Bay, they're asking, how about Tony Mandarich, our first-round draft choice? I talked to Bob Holland, the president of the Packers, less than an hour ago. They're very hopeful they can get him signed within the next 48 hours. In Cleveland and New England, they're not happy. In Cleveland, I talked to owner Art Modell. Of course, they lost their fullback, Kevin Mack, on drug usage this week for 28 days. They are now searching for a new fullback. And Friday night here in New England, the Patriots were not only beat on the field, but they lost 3 key defensive players. Ron Lepet, a great defensive back. Garen Veras, their best defensive lineman. Maybe Andre Tippett, their outstanding linebacker. Now back to you, Irv.
Thank you, Will. In other sports news at the National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadows, New York, where third-round action continues tonight, number 9 seed Tim Mayotte defeated Ronald Adgener in straight sets and advances into the 4th round to face French Open champion Michael Chang. In other action, number 6 seed Andre Agassi was a straight set winner over Phil Johnson. Agassi will face unseeded American Jim Grab in the 4th round. Now, don't forget that our U.S. Open coverage continues tomorrow beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time. Well, if it's U.S. Open time, that to me means that the regular football season is just around the corner. We asked Pat O'Brien to recap the rest of the preseason, and he found that there was an awful lot to write about.
Dear Mom, hope everything's okay with you. As for us, we're getting ready for the real football season. Oh, a funny story, Mom. You know Mr. Rozelle, the football commissioner? Well, another guy was supposed to take his place and send Pete on vacation. But surprise, Mr. Rozelle is still Commissioner Rozelle, and the suntan lotion's back in the bag. Oh, Green Bay thought they had Tony Mandarich in the bag? Well, Big Tony couldn't figure out if he wanted the Football Hall of Fame, the Boxing Hall of Fame, or be like his idol, Axl Rose. Well, Ma, you were wondering about Dallas. You know, I agree. There sure have been a lot of changes down there lately. And remember when you couldn't believe a rookie quarterback could make $2 million a year? Well, guess what? He doesn't really have the job yet. In fact, he's looking over his shoulder at Steve Walsh. Money just can't buy security, can it? Oh, Jim McMahon says hi. Says he's delighted to be out of the cold and in San Diego. Well, kind of. Those who cover football aren't impressed here, and to be honest, some aren't real thrilled with us either.
And I'm promising you right now that you don't know when it's good or bad. You really don't know.
Want to bet? We know this wasn't meant to be. Mom, this is called a preseason mistake. So is this. Oh, and one guy on the Redskins made the ultimate mistake. Everything was going fine until he took out his owner on the sidelines. Oh, the preseason. Let's see, what else? Oh, a couple of cars made news. This fan was probably a little late for dinner, don't you think? And what's that you say? Feels like you've been hit by a truck? Explain this one to your insurance man, pal. Ma, I know you and Aunt Pepper love those touchdown celebrations. But this year, let me give you guys a tip. The legal ones are done on the sidelines. Well, those goofy Pittsburgh Steelers thought it was kind of cute to not wear numbers. The announcers didn't agree. And, Mom, the fans agree with you on that new crowd noise rule. But you had a good point last Monday night when you called after the game when you said, you know, son, if I'm an opposing quarterback, I milk that rule until all their timeouts are gone. And remember when you were wondering if Boomer was really doing that? There's your evidence. By the way, the kids say hi. We'll call you soon. Love, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Vern and John will be back to set up the second half after this word from your local station. But first, let's look at some scores from around the National Football League and Major League Baseball.
This is CBS.
Mr. Ian McKenzie. I'm Angus McKenzie. Ian's moved down the road.
Today, with service to 175 countries,
Oh, you'd be wanting Ian Alistair McKenzie.
UPS delivers to nearly 4 billion people,
Russell for McKenzie. Aye.
including the extraordinary concentration of Mackenzies along the northeast coast of Scotland.
Mr. Ian Alistair McKenzie. No trouble finding me, did you, lad? No trouble at all.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
A hot body with lots and lots of muscles.
Ready for a weather update? Pontiac heat is on. How hot is Pontiac? They're outselling Nissan, Honda, and Toyota. They're number 3 after Ford and Chevy, heating up for number 1. And with the lowest financing ever, 2.9% on every Pontiac. The Hot One Pontiac is hotter than ever. Pontiac heat is on now.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, help me lose weight. This just can't be my face.
Only the Matchmaker. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages gives you more of what you're looking for. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. No other book can match it.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, you are the book where millions more people love.
Only the Matchmaker. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages has the most ads and the most choices. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. No other book can match it.
Join the switch to Geraldo at a new time and channel.
From CBS News, this is Health Watch. If you've ever attempted to give a friend some of your prescription medicine, don't. The reasons after this.
Introducing
New Honey Bunches of Oats. Taste that honey roast crunch. New Honey Bunches of Oats. You're gonna love it a bunch.
the new cereal with oats in honey roasted bunches and crispy flakes.
You're gonna love it a bunch.
Sharing prescription medicines can be very dangerous. For example, some drugs commonly prescribed for arthritis or gout have been known, on rare occasions, to cause an allergic reaction that cuts off breathing. You may also be unaware of possible interactions with other drugs your friend may be taking. Or your friend may be pregnant and not yet know it. Many drugs pose a threat to unborn babies. So remember, your prescription drugs are only for you. I'm Dr. Bob Arnott for Health Watch.
We're near the end of halftime at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. The Philadelphia Eagles, who came in 3-1, are tied with the thus far winless Miami Dolphins, and the score is 3-3. Now, I don't know if you're surprised, but I can almost promise you that John and I are to find this kind of a low score. How about the coaches, John? Are they pleased with what they've seen?
Well, I would think so. I know Don Shula just wanted something positive to come out of this, and I think when you can hold the Eagles, regular team, to only 3 points in the first half, I think that's positive. Buddy Ryan, I think, maybe likes this because it gives him a reason to get mad. I mean, he can go in and, you guys are supposed to be exploded, you're supposed to do this, show me something. And I think that, again, now I think they both accomplished what they wanted to in the first half. And the big thing is in the second half, if they can both get out of here healthy, I think that'll be the biggest goal now.
All right, we are at halftime of the preseason, the final preseason game, and CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
800 Service is a door through which your customers can come to buy your products and services. Without AT&T 800 Service, it's like closing the door on them. It's just like hanging a sign out to lunch. AT&T provides the quickest call setup time in the business today and also the fewest number of block calls. So with AT&T's 800 service, you get more calls, more sales. If you call us now, we'll waive the installation charge. It's as simple as that.
It's fueled the victories of Super Bowl champions and Sandlot superstars. It's as welcome on a hot cinder track as a cold sheet of ice. It is unsurpassed at supplying fluids, minerals, and energy. It goes beyond refreshment. It produces results. It's everywhere athletes compete. It's sports. It's Gatorade.
Gatorade is thirsty for that deep down burning thirst.
There's a cool breeze blowing down from Canada. It's blowing smoother, crisper. Molson, the imported beer with the taste closer to home. Molson, it's a breeze going down.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, Mom loves this book. She finds what we want, Dad knows where to look. Matchmaker, matchmaker, you are the book where families always look.
The more kids are around, the more you need the book that's got more. The Matchmaker. More ads, more information, more choices. The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages.
Make me a perfect match.
The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
Be cool. Be
CD 101.9. Very cool.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. Armor All Protectant, because we're crazy about cars too. And by AT&T, the right choice.
Luis Zendejas will kick off for Philadelphia to begin the third quarter. The Miami Dolphins to receive, and we will not see Dan Marino in the second half. He came out of the locker room sans shoulder pad, so he's going to spectate for the last 30 minutes like you are at home.
I would think that has to be a pretty good indicator.
Yes.
Now, you're talking about a tough guy. Dan Marino's a tough guy. But if he'd do that, come out without his shoulder pads on and then play, then we really got a story.
He's a guarantee for the All-Madden team before the season starts. Lorenzo Hampton out near the 35-yard line, 25-yard line. And the new quarterback will be Cliff Stout, who spent last year with the Phoenix Cardinals as a backup. There's Danny Marino and Scott Secules, who was just acquired from Dallas. Marino, 15 of 24 for 180 and 2 interceptions.
And you know what? He has to think both of those interceptions, he has to think could have been touchdowns. You know, especially the one that Duper looked like he could have caught. Well, 2 that Duper could have caught. 1 interception he threw because Reggie White was breathing down his neck.
Cliff Stout, who has become the latest Dan Strock for the Dolphins. But he's been kind of like Dan Strock throughout a career. 11 seasons in the NFL. Started with Pittsburgh out of the shotgun. Brown, Isaiah Jenkins, number 46. See what Dan Marino did in that first half in terms of spreading it around and distance.
But you see, under 10 yards, he was 10 for 10, 5 for 11, between 11 and 20. And then over 20 yards, he didn't have any completions, but that's where he had an interception, and he had 2 drops in that area.
I think he is stuffed. Todd Bell and Jerome Brown.
I think Jerome Brown's going to play this whole game tonight. Todd Bell is an interesting story. Remember, he played for Buddy Ryan at Chicago. Then he held out the year they went to the Super Bowl. Came to the Eagles last year, and they made him a linebacker. Then this year, they got Al Harris, who also played at the Bears with him. He's playing a linebacker now, and Todd Bell has gone back to safety.
Interesting that Buddy Ryan is getting his guys, isn't he? It's taken a while, but 3rd and 1. Hardy leads the way. Should have enough to move the chain. The ground game, again, just to be a bit redundant, has been a problem. Lorenzo Hampton didn't have a great year last year either.
Well, I think that was the reason that they drafted Sammy Smith, number 1. The one, they didn't have a good ground game, and they wanted to boost it up a little. And I think when you have a guy like Marino, and you throw as well as he does, and they do, the running game is always going to take a back seat.
First down and 10. Stout, play action. Simmons, who just signed the contract, picks it up. There's a flag down as well. Clyde Simmons was all over Cliff Stout.
I tell you, this is a backside. Here is Simmons here. He's going to come from the backside. Now, this is the most important pass protector here for a right-handed quarterback. If there's a skilled position on the offensive line, it's at left tackle. You see Clyde Simmons, he uses that swim technique. He gets by, and there's nothing that Stout can do. That's Jeff Dellenbach, who has moved from center to go out there to play that left tackle. He's having a tough night at center. He had to face Reggie White in the first half. Now they move him out to left tackle, and he gets out there in that island on that open side, and Clyde Simmons gives him that old swimmer deal and gets the sack.
Just to update, Ronnie Lee and John Geisler, both starting tackles are out now. Lee, we are told, is having his knee x-rayed. He got kicked in the knee right before halftime. Here's Stout back to throw. Tries the screen pass, picked off. Intercepted, Jerome Brown. The trip was worth it. Car wreck and all, and look at the Brown dance. 18-yard return. Buddy Ryan's happy. May give him the rest of the night off.
No, I don't think he'll give him the rest of the night off. Buddy Ryan will find some reason to give him heck for that one. You know why the crowd cheered initially? Of course, Brown is from the University of Miami.
I can't wait to see Brown and Buddy Ryan when he gets over there.
Well, it was a middle screen, and we'll see that Brown isn't going to get a big pass rush. You see Pitts here, he gets a pass rush. Then you're going to see Brown is back here towards the line of scrimmage. He was the last guy on the rush, which would be the first guy in position for an interception.
Luis Zendejas makes it a 10-3 ball game. A 19-yard pass interception.
See, watch, here's the pressure that Stout had, and again he had it because it was a screen pass. But he had to hold it up because the guy was covered, and then he pumped and threw it again, and there was Jerome Brown. Now he has to tackle him.
Brown's 19-yard touchdown with the interception gives the Eagles the lead.
I've been working out for quite a few years now. I found it's easier to stay in shape when I do a lot of different things. That way I never get bored. So I never quit.
In today's higher revving and hotter running engines, wear is a greater problem than ever before. Oil breakdown can shorten the life of vital engine parts. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, because driving today can be a grind. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
This way, Mr. Starr.
Life with me dad's a real scream. He needs a star vehicle, like my all-new Cutlass Supreme. It's a fab four-door that really screams. Hello, Daddy.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation of old.
12:14 to go, third quarter. Philadelphia takes a lead, breaks the tie with a 19-yard interception return by defensive tackle Jerome Brown. And now Luis Zendejas will kick off. Lorenzo Hampton and Mark Logan at the deep men.
Look at all the stuff they do to the ball, Vern, before they kick it. They squeeze it to soften it up so that it's not real hard, and then they rub it on the grass. I don't know why they do that, but you ever watch a kicker? It's kind of like a baseball pitcher, you know, but they do all that stuff to the ball before they throw it.
Now let's see how all that works for Zendejas. Pretty well. That's a yard deep. Lorenzo Hampton to the 22-yard line. Let's go back and take a look at that errant screen pass attempted by Miami.
Well, here's the screen. They're going to try and throw it to Brown. He blocks and then goes in here. They invite the rush here. Now watch what happened. You watch Brown 36. He's going to fake there. Now he's going to go in there. See, now here's the rush. Now he turns around. Now right here, you see everything is okay. Stout has to get rid of the ball because they're letting him come. But watch Jerome Brown. He's the last of the rushers, and he stops rushing and gets between Brown and Stout.
First down, 10, Miami. Trail 10. Hampton. Almost broken. He picks up 14 yards after the 35-yard line. Wes Hopkins saved what might have been a touchdown.
I think Lorenzo Hampton is thinking that, I've heard enough about Stratford starting now. I've heard enough about Sammy Smith being the #1 draft choice. And I think he has something. He wants to show something out there today. Or tonight. That's a pretty good cut, and then he exploded through that hole.
That's a first down, Miami at the 35. Andre Brown, number 82, starts in motion. Tom Brown.
Tackles by 56, Byron Evans.
Take a look at the rushing and passing totals for both teams. I'm a little surprised to see Philadelphia running for 101 yards.
Well, that was one of the things that Buddy Ryan, I know, feels can help his defense. If he can run better and have more time of possession, keep the defense off the field. And Miami, I think they're always going to look like that.
Second down and 6. Split backs behind touchdown. Throws it over the head of Scott Schwede, number 81. It'll be third down.
They are really teeing off here on Stout now. And you'll notice the difference. He still only has that 3- and 5-step drop, but he doesn't get rid of the ball quite as quickly as Marino. And when you don't get rid of the ball as quickly, you're going to take more thumps.
Third down and 6. Deval Glover, number 15, comes in as a wide receiver. He's been a very pleasant surprise as a free agent for the Dolphins this summer. And has an outside chance of sticking. Stout. Deep for Andre Brown and overthrows it. Isaiah Jenkins was covering. It'll be fourth down.
I'll tell you, and Stout really got it that time by Mike Pitts. Mike Pitts was the last of the guys to come into camp. Watch him. He's 74 right here. Comes on a stunt straight up the middle. Now watch Stout hit it, and watch 74 doink right there. I'll tell you, I think every pass that Stout has thrown, he's ended up on his back.
There's Mike Pitts, who just reported to camp, and here's Reggie Roby with the watch on. We've been told now that he's going to get rid of that cheap watch for the season opener and get a much more expensive brand that he's going to wear next Sunday against Buffalo. Gizmo Williams. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line for the 5'6" return man. There's Don McNeil, number 28, longtime defensive back, who's on the bubble for the Dolphins. Time has been called.
In this package is over 40 years of experience in overseas shipping and access to more air routes worldwide. Because Flying Tigers has changed its stripes and merged with Federal Express to form the largest all-cargo airline in the world.
When it comes to protecting your investment, isn't it worth paying for the real thing? Because only Armorall works like Armorall.
Nothing's rougher on a man's face than shaving. That's why there's Skin Bracer. It's more than an aftershave. It soothes, cools, tightens pores, so it's good for your skin.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer Aftershave.
What do I know about carpentry? Hammer, thumb. Want to know any more? Ask Ace. That's what I do.
A 60-yard roll of Ace duct tape is just $3.44. After rebate, Ace acrylic caulk really is a best buy.
Hey, Ace is the place for me.
The world's toughest
U.S. Open continue.
Highlights tomorrow as CBS continues to cover the U.S. Open will be a fourth-round match between Chris Evert. Now in her last appearance ever in the U.S. Open, she takes on 12-seeded Monica Seles. And a third-round match in men's singles, Boris Becker against Michael Pernfors. That is tomorrow. Randall Cunningham stays in at quarterback. Play fake. Lobs it out, caught by Keith Parker. And Greg Clark runs him out of bounds.
Well, Mike Quick came in, Vern. There he is. He got in for this first time. He had been a holdout all training camp and just came to camp this week. Didn't play in the first half and is starting here in the second half.
I got tickled at Reggie White's reaction to Mike Quick's holdout because Reggie held out as well. He says, Quick has had much more experience at it, and he took it a lot better than I did.
He says he knows how to do it. It didn't bother him. It bothered me.
That's Anthony Toney, number 25. Mike Quick, of course, suffered that leg injury last year and was out for 8 weeks.
Watch him up here, Vern. You know, when they drafted Mike Quick, you know why they drafted him? The number one thing they drafted him for was a blocker. I mean, he just bounced off that block there. But wide receivers as a group really aren't blockers. Some of them don't even try. Mike Quick is probably the best blocker of all the wide receivers in the league.
Myers gets a handoff on 2nd and 7. Tries to work for the first down out of bounds at the 46. Greg Clark, number 60, makes the tackle. Myers, of course, the number 1 draft choice out of Ohio State. I don't know that anybody knew how well he could catch the ball when he first came into the league.
And that's the thing that he's become. You know, Randall Cunningham, I think, feels as comfortable throwing the ball to Byers as he does anyone. He has guys like Mike Quick, Keith Jackson, Chris Carter, and I think he feels that Byers as good a receiver out of the backfield or on the line as any of his receivers are.
Myers and Toney behind Cunningham on first down. Randall, deep left side, double coverage, incomplete as Lewis Oliver came over, tried to find Mike Quick. He said that he and Quick would not be well connected tonight. Their timing was going to be off.
And I'll tell you, we're talking about Byers. Here's one of the reasons. Here's one of the things he doesn't do well or didn't do well. When this guy comes, he has to block him out. Now watch what happens. Cunningham can talk about Byers. Now watch him there. You see, boom, the guy just hits him, goes right inside, and again, he makes Cunningham throw before he wanted to. So you got to catch it, you got to run it, and you got to block it.
Another addition to the offensive line, Matt Darwin, who's a holdout, is in at left tackle. He's number 78 and did a darn good job with the cut block. And Toney is knocked down as he gets near the line of scrimmage. But Matt Darwin, number 78, has come in at left tackle, replacing Ken Reeves.
As you said, he had a cut block on that, and the reason you cut block is you got to get that defensive end's hand down to the side that you're throwing the screen.
Darwin's got a little belly on it.
Well, he just came to camp. You know, you can't, they can say they're doing this, they're lifting weights, they're working out of camp. Baloney. It's not the same as you do when you come to camp. Those are two different kind of workouts.
3rd and 12. Eagles lead at 10-3. Behind Chris Carter. It'll be 4th down.
I don't think Cunningham is as sharp tonight as he wanted to be. I think that he wanted to come out and have a good first half and maybe get out of there. And I think Buddy's keeping him in there until he gets this thing worked out.
8 of 18 for 71 yards. And the Philadelphia Eagles have one heck of a start to the season. They're at home against Seattle. Then they've got to go to Washington. And they come back at home against San Francisco before they get the Bears at Chicago on a Monday night.
You know, and those first 3 teams are 3 of the best teams that I've seen in preseason.
Touch it, Troy Strand. David Little with the tackle, number 89. 8:35 to go, 3rd quarter. Eagles lead it by 7.
This way, Mr. Starr.
Oh, thank you.
Life with me dad's a real scream. He needs a star vehicle like my all-new 1990 Cutlass Supreme. It's a fab four-door. With a hot engine that really screams.
Drop in again, Mr. Star.
Hello, Daddy.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is the new generation of old.
On this job, it doesn't take long to get a pounding headache. Even when the noise stops, I can still feel it drilling away up here. For headaches, I used to take aspirin or Tylenol, but today I take Advil. See, Advil's strong. Just one Advil is as effective as 2 regular-strength Tylenol. And Advil doesn't upset my stomach the way aspirin can. Advil gets rid of my tough headache so I can give everything to the job. Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
Get ready for the new season on CBS and your chance to win instantly. The CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway starts September 17th.
Well, you win the NFC East a year ago, and look how the league rewards you. Here's the Eagles start. Seattle at home, at Washington, 49ers at home, at Chicago, and then back home against the Giants.
You know, I think Seattle is one of the best teams I've seen, and those other two are 2 of the best that I've seen.
Here's how Miami starts. At Buffalo, at New England, the Jets at home, at Houston, and then Cleveland at home. So theirs is no easy task. Here's Stout, Hampton. Todd Bell chased him out of bounds, and a flag was down.
Tell you what, there's always a lot of action around that sideline because guys chase them all the way across the field, and they want to hit them when they get there. And then, of course, the guy that's running the ball doesn't want to get hit once he gets out of bounds.
Number 49, 5-yard penalty, which will give them a first down.
That's 49. That's Todd Bell. They call it not unnecessary roughness, but they call him for a face mask. And we're going to see 49 come in right there. Okay, now he's going to grab the face mask right there and pull it back. See, right there, he grabs the face mask. That looked like it could have been one of those 15-yard kind. That was the kind that grabbed and didn't let go.
It does give Miami a first down at 10. Andre Brown starts in motion, play fake. Stout, Ron Davenport, who's just come in at fullback. 5-year man out of Louisville. And Davenport makes the catch out at the 38-yard line. Cliff Stout backed up Terry Bradshaw for years at Pittsburgh.
Well, he was the guy that had all those rings, didn't he? And never played. Yeah.
Weighed down with rings and never played it down.
That's not a bad job. You know, that's when Cliff Stout is an 11-year veteran. And you can be 11-year veteran and be pretty healthy if you play like that.
Ronnie Lee leaving the sidelines. Ron Davenport. That'll be short of the first down. There's Ronnie Lee. When he was a high school youngster, he was a teammate of Earl Campbell at Tyler High School in East Texas. And they won the state championship in '73.
Well, the reason he's just coming out on the field now is that they have the x-ray machines right in the locker room, and they were x-raying his leg. And it's good to see him walking like that. And the fact that he still has his shoulder pads on and his helmet in his hand, that means that he's okay. And remember, we saw that earlier where he got leg whipped, or he was going to leg whip and he got kicked in the leg.
Thought it had come up short, but they bring the chain out and they measure, and it's good for the first down. So Miami moves the ball into Cliff Stout.
First and 10 for 42.
Dolphins then Scott Schwade's wide to the left and Andre Brown. So they've got 2 new wide receivers in. And again, Mark Clayton, who meant so much to this ball club, is under contract but holding out. So he's being fined every day. Here's Stout off balance. Deep for Schwade. Can't get it.
I'll tell you, that's not, you know, the quarterback, you know, you can talk about the quarterback, they get all the money, they get all the glory, but I'll tell you, these guys do take a beating. I mean, Stout for whatever he's done, every time that he's thrown the ball, he's ended up on his back. And he's making some pretty good throws now. That is an excellent throw. That ball, that's just a half-inch away from not being caught. With that kind of pressure, that's a heck of a throw.
Second down and 10. Stout is also operating behind a patchwork offensive line now. Here comes a blitz. Stout has it picked off. Seth Joyner. This will be 6. Seth Joyner, the linebacker. Second return for a TD in this half.
Remember in the first half, Seth Joyner was so close to intercepting that same type of pass Marino threw. You know, it was just a matter of time. That's the difference. I mean, it had less zip on it. Joyner now gets it and gets a touchdown. Buddy Ryan says this guy, Seth Joyner, is the best outside linebacker in the NFL.
And he said someday other folks are going to understand that. 43 yards for the return.
Touchdown run on the interception, 43 yards into the 10 points.
So Stout has connected twice with Eagles. And both times they've flown into the end zone.
Those are the kind you don't want. One is a defensive tackle and the other one's a linebacker.
17-3 with 7:01 to go, third quarter.
See, here's what Stout sees. He sees the safety blitz. Now he's going to hit his tight end here, but Joyner, who is right here, covers the tight end. Now Stout sees that. Now watch the safety come from up there in the blitz. He sees it, goes to dump it out there to the tight end. Joyner, who usually would blitz with a safety covering, now the safety blitz, Joyner covers.
That brings on Luis Zendejas again, and all of a sudden it's a 14-point Philadelphia lead.
Yeah, and none of those points from the offense either. 2 defensive touchdowns and a field goal.
Logan at the 5. Out to the 24-yard line. Season opener coming up next week around the NFL. And here's our menu on CBS. John and I will be in New Orleans for the Dallas-New Orleans game. Troy Aikman will start at quarterback. 49ers open on the road at Indianapolis. The Rams are on the road at Atlanta, Tampa Bay at Green Bay, and Phoenix goes up to Detroit. It all begins with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time. Cliff Stout heard a couple of boos as he headed back on the field.
He heard a lot of boos. They said, we've seen enough of this guy. Let's see Scott Secules, who's the next quarterback we'll see. They got from Dallas in the offseason.
They're starting from Dallas, and the Cowboys are leading over Houston. Here's Hampton in trouble behind the line. There is Scott Secules, just acquired in the first part of August for a 10th-round draft choice. He was a 5th-round draft choice. Well, 2 to his own man and 2 for touchdowns for Cliff Stout.
And I think as of yesterday, Don Shula was thinking of carrying 3 quarterbacks. Before he'd carried 2 because Jim Jensen, who's played all, as the wide receiver, tight end, back, all those things, can also play quarterback.
Second down. 12. Andre Brown. Lorenzo Hampton for a couple of yards from the 25. I mentioned that offensive line. Now we've got the 2 starting tackles are out, Giesler and Lee. So right now, John, they've got Dellenbach, who's moved out to left tackle. Roy Foster at left guard. Jeff Ulenek has taken over at center. Harry Galbraith is still at the right guard, but then they've got Lewis Cheek at right tackle.
Right, and Lewis Cheek was the guy who was playing left tackle when Ronnie Lee went down. Cheek came in for Giesler.
Right.
And then when Lee went down, he had to go over there. So, as you say, this is a makeshift line.
3rd down and 10. 3rd and 9. Clyde Simmons coming. Cliff Stout's going to hear an even more raucous reception now.
Well, that's Jeff Dellenbach. He's out there playing that left tackle. and we're going to see the same thing. Here's Clyde Simmons right here. Dellenbach is trying to block him. You see, he makes that same move. He just takes him on, then runs around him. Dellenbach overextends, and that's the second time that Clyde Simmons did that same type of rush to him.
Second time he's gotten to him on that rush, and it's the third time he's gotten to the quarterback tonight. So 3 sacks for Clyde Simmons.
Simmons is saying, I found something I like out there, and we're Cliff Stout. Wondering, I don't know. I think this play is overrated.
Reggie Roby. Williams. Across midfield near the 48-yard line. So the Eagles, who've got 2 pass interceptions returned for touchdowns, lead at 17-3, 4:27 to go third quarter. Vern Lundquist along with John Madden here at Joe Robbie Stadium before a very small crowd, reflective of the tough preseason. There's Clyde Simmons, who has 3 sacks so far, probably angry because Brown got the interception return for the touchdown.
I think he's just happy now that they get that offense out there and they get a little rest, because when you get those interception returns for touchdown, then you got to go back out again.
Reverse, Henry Williams to the 45-yard line. Cliff Stout with those 2 interceptions thus far. Take a look at this.
I'll tell you, you know, the big one there, look at, I mean, he's been knocked down 7 times.
Yeah, that's Stout being knocked down, not the passes.
I know it. That's no fun. And then you have 2 interceptions. That's bad enough that they both go for touchdowns.
That pass out on the right side. Jimmy Giles, number 83, who was just signed this week. 34-year veteran who played with the team last year.
Well, and they let him go, and the Raiders picked him up, and they just got him back. And you know who the happiest guy was Keith Jackson. I think that Giles helped Jackson as much as anyone last year in his rookie year, and he was really sad when Giles left, and really happy to see him come back.
Randall Cunningham. Flag is down. Cunningham tackled near the 48-yard line. Rick Graff, number 99, made the stop. Check the infraction.
Jimmy Giles can still run a pattern. I watched him on that time. He looks like his weight's down. He ran a nice in pattern. In fact, he was open.
It's Freddie Wyatt. I want to follow up on that in just a second, too. But the leadership he gives this ball club. Here's Wyatt.
Illegal procedure against the defense.
Well, Buddy Ryan apparently told some of the folks in the front office when they had to release him, Jimmy Giles, last year, watch, he will be back. And I know he was very pleased that he was available for re-signing this week.
Well, Buddy remembers him when he played at Tampa Bay, and Buddy was coaching the Bears defense. He said Giles was always one of the toughest tight ends he ever had to play against, and that's why he wanted him.
You know, a substitution, 5 yards, 3rd down.
You know what happened on this? They have a rule now, Vern, on the substitutions, that if you come from the sideline on defense, you have to get in. If you're not in the huddle, you have to be inside the numbers on the field. You just can't come off the sideline and play. You see, from the sideline there to the numbers. If you don't get in here, you have to, here's the sideline, here's the numbers. You substitute, you have to get into this area. If you don't, that's an illegal substitution.
3rd down and 3. 3:35 to go third quarter. Tony. Fumble. Still loose. Eagles get it back. It'll be 4th down.
Hey, Jeff Cross was there from Miami, number 91, and it looked like he jumped right on it and it slid out.
4th and 9.
Watch, Tony has a ball in his left hand. Then he gets it knocked out. He gets the helmet right on it. Now watch 91 there. Oh, he just reached for it and couldn't get it. Byers does a nice job of just throwing himself into that pile and making the ball come out.
There's Jeff Cross, who had the shot. 9 fumbles lost all of last year. And that one just kind of popped loose. Here's Telchik. Way up in the air. Oh. Dandy kick, and Mike Reichenbach was down to down it. 17-3. It was a 3-3 halftime score. 2:40 to go, third quarter. Let's bring you up to date elsewhere around the league on this final night of preseason. Chicago beats the Raiders. Tampa Bay over Cleveland. Denver leading Indianapolis. Pittsburgh knocked off the Giants tonight. Dallas with Troy Aikman the starter before a sellout crowd in Dallas. Leads Houston 20-3, and the Rams over Detroit 24-3.
You know, a lot of people think that the Rams could be the best team this year. A lot of people think the Rams are going to be better than the 49ers. I'm not one of them, but that'll be an interesting race out there in New Orleans too. That's a heck of a division.
Sure is. Here's Davenport. Miami with poor field position, and the fight breaks out. Eric Galbraith apparently was a part of it, number 62. Jerome Brown. Simmons.
Well, it's hot out there. Tempers are short, Vern. It's hot. You got to calm them down, cool them down, let the cooler heads prevail. Simmons is probably saying Dellenbach's holding him now. I'm sure that's what it is. Anytime a defensive guy starts it, he feels someone held him. Let's watch him here. It's right up on top of the screen, on the left-hand side of the screen. They cut inside there. That was a pretty good block. Well, Pitts is the guy that started at 74.
Sure was. Mike Pitts with Galbraith. Second down. And 8. Oh, boy. Lorenzo Hampton. Jerome Brown with the tackle.
Jerome Brown's a heck of a player. You know, and I think that as he learns how to play and pace himself and play every down and conditioning and so on, he can learn to be a dominant player. I think that conditioning is one of his problems now. I think that and he has to know that, you know, that you have to play 60 minutes, and it's tough it that way.
Third down, 8. Miami trails by 14. 64 seconds to go. Third quarter. Andre Waters coming in the blitz. Stout gets rid of it in a hurry behind Scott Schwades. And that patchwork offensive line didn't help much then.
Well, what happened, you saw Andre Waters came to the inside. They got him, but they didn't get the safety coming from the outside.
Jeff Fisher, the new defensive coordinator who replaced Wade Phillips this year. Phillips, of course, went on to Denver with Danny Reeves' staff.
And those defensive coordinators, when they call an all-out blitz like that, they get nervous as heck. And then after it's successful, they're happy as heck. They go through a full range of emotions when they call a blitz.
High snap for Roby. High punt for Roby. Fair catch for Henry Williams. Hang time of 4.7. We've got 46 seconds to go. A 51-yard Roby punt. See if he checks his watch. No. Randall Cunningham, who thought he might get to rest tonight.
No, I think the two things. I think the way he is resting, he's not running with the football. And if the Seahawks watch this game, and when they watch this game and tape, they can't say, well, you got to contain Cunningham. He didn't run last week. They know better than that. And I think the way for Cunningham to get himself ready is maybe not to run and take that pounding at the end of the run.
First down and 10. Mark Higgs in the backfield. Anthony Tony out to the 46-yard line.
I see Vern down here. Scott Secules is now warming up, and Stout had a tough night. And I think they probably said, okay, Scott Secules, it's your turn.
Secules out of Virginia? Yes.
Don Shula's been impressed with him. You know, got him from Dallas, and kind of wondered why they let him go so early.
I can tell you that the old regime in Dallas liked him a year ago. Tom Landry and his staff. Jimmy Johnson, of course, had Aikman and Walsh there, but that pass behind Jimmy Giles.
Jimmy Giles is incomplete.
Incomplete.
3rd and 7.
Looked like it was behind. E.J. Jr. was one of the guys that the Dolphins got in that Plan B thing, and I think he's fighting for his life. He was in on defense on that last play, and they threw it behind him, but he's a guy who they expected big things of. The Dolphins thought maybe he'd come in here and start, and now the last cut is going to be Monday. The question, will he even make the team?
Yeah, Junior might be fighting for his career tonight. Cunningham. Ball's picked off. Rodney Thomas, number 24. Second-year man from Brigham Young knocked it down. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score Philadelphia 17 and Miami 3. We now pause for this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
In an age of artificial turf and superdomes, there's still a place where the game is pure and rugged, and the beer has to be smooth and refreshing. Introducing Guinness Gold. The golden lager beer that's as uncompromising as the people who drink it. Guinness Gold. Now there's a Guinness for everyone.
It was a big day when the new equipment arrived.
It's big. Biggest one I've ever seen.
Of course, being a custom job, some assembly was required.
It'll be a few weeks, people.
But finally, it was ready. One of the world's fastest check-writing systems. Some insurance companies look for ways to get your money from you faster.
I hear she'll do $12,000 an hour.
At Aetna, we look for ways to get your money to you faster.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, it's a surprise. They'll cook the food so she won't get wise. Matchmaker, matchmaker, I need a band. How about the trio grand?
The genuine New Jersey Bell Yellow Pages gives you the most ads and the most choices. No wonder it's the most used book around.
Make me a perfect match.
The genuine New Jersey Bell Yellow Pages. No other book can match it.
Join the switch to Geraldo at a new time and channel.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great. Radio Shack, the technology store, America's leader in consumer electronics. And by the Upjohn Company. If you're concerned about hair loss, see your doctor.
Back at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami for the final 15 minutes. Eagles broke a 3-3 halftime tie with 2 interceptions returned for touchdown in the 3rd quarter. 4th down now. Philadelphia will punt. John Telchik back. Schwades and Jarvis Williams ready to return. Nice and high. That'll bounce and be down by the Eagles inside the 5 near the 3.
You know, one thing we've seen tonight, Vern, is we've seen great punting. I don't remember, or I've seen a game like this where both punters have really put on an exhibition.
Reggie Roby from Miami and John Telchik. And Scott Secules will enter the game now. 2nd-year man out of Virginia, acquired for a 10th round draft choice the 6th of August. He spent the season last year as the number 3 quarterback and sometimes number 4 for the Dallas Cowboys. They had Pelor and Danny White and Kevin Sweeney. And
I tell you, this is a tough place to come in for a quarterback when you come in inside the 10-yard line. And a defense that's fired up like this Eagle defense now, and you're trying to run and you can't do it like this. This is tough.
Ron Davenport, you got your 2 starting tackles are out. You're in your 2nd year in a brand new offense. Been here a week or 2 weeks.
And Buddy has a couple of linebackers in there he really likes. Jesse Small. He only had 4 draft choices. Number 52, Jesse Small was one of them. And Britt Hager, you know that guy you talked about, the hippie from Texas.
Right.
Look at that, man.
They're in there playing now, and I'll guarantee you they're fired up. When you play linebacker for the Eagles, Buddy Ryan likes you. I'll guarantee you're a fired up guy. You stay fired up.
Second down, 10. Sequel's out of the shotgun. Motion. Reggie White is pointing across the line. Him. And he's pointing at Harry Galbraith.
I bet you Reggie White lost 10 pounds tonight. You see, he looks like he looks 10 pounds less right now, that body I just saw on there, than the one that started tonight's game.
Start 63.
That's Jeff Ulenek, the center, who is the backup center. Again, they've played mix and match in that offensive line because of injuries. There's Reggie White. Half the distance penalty. Second down, 13. White over center. Here comes the max blitz. Sequels gets it out of the end zone. Good job. Reggie White signaling for a safety, but it wasn't to be.
Byron Evans was on him, and Evans had him in the end zone, and Sequels just got that one more thing to get out of there. Watch it. I mean, this is tough. I mean, you're throwing from out of here in the shotgun, guys coming up the middle, guys coming from the outside, guys flying at you, grabbing at you, pulling and everything. Now he's just fighting like heck to get one more little inch to get out of the end zone.
And he did manage that. So now, third down and 16.
It looked like that ball spotted on the end zone.
It sure does.
If it touches the goal line, it's a safety. That ball's being snapped on the goal line. You can't do that.
Here comes the blitz again. Caught out of bounds. Seth Joyner almost had his second interception for a touchdown.
This is the darndest football I've ever seen. The ball snapped from the goal line. Then he gets a big rush, and it's knocked up like a volleyball game or something.
Let's see
when the Eagles get you down there, and they're coming after you, they can be relentless. I mean, they got stuff hitting it. See, when it hit the goalpost, then it was out then. That made it dead.
Let's see now if this ball is right on the line or in the end zone. Here's a view from behind as Reggie Roby. Now, this time they're okay.
Yeah, the center moved it up. The last one they snapped from the goal line.
Roby. Gizmo Williams, 44-yard line. Down at the 43. Tackle made by Lifford Hobley. 54-yard punt by Reggie Roby. Outstanding 7-yard return.
I'm tired of us centers getting no recognition. I played 13 seasons in front of millions of fans, made All-Pro twice, and started in 3 Super Bowls. Yet no one knows who I am. Hey, even if I'm not well known, at least my beer is. Miller Lite. An All-Pro center doesn't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. I want the less filling beer that tastes great.
Oh, excuse me.
Let me get that.
Hey, aren't you Randy Cross?
It's well known. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
This NFL game summary is sponsored by Levi's 506 jeans. Cut a little fuller in the thigh for extra comfort.
Most of it happened for Philadelphia in the third quarter. Cliff Stout came on for Dan Marino, had 2 passes intercepted and returned for touchdowns. 4 Miami turnovers have resulted in 17 points. Dan Marino had a good first half, but he took the shoulder pads off when he came back out. But you've got to be, I guess, impressed with the alertness of the Eagle defense in that third quarter.
I think so, and and that's what they call buddy ball. Where they go after the ball, they make things happen. As you say, the biggest difference is the 4 turnovers. Miami had 4 turnovers and 17 points for the Eagles, and I think that, again, if the Eagles can stay healthy the rest of this game, I think they will accomplish what they wanted to. Don Shula, I think he has to feel a little better about his team, but very concerned about the injuries.
He's got 2 starting tackles out, and right now the Eagles have the ball. Randall Cunningham continues as the quarterback. Matt Darwin leads the way for Mark Higgs as he gets to the 44-yard line. Bob Brudzinski, who is another of those familiar names from Miami, who's fighting for a job. Brudzinski, number 59, made that tackle.
Well, he is, and he's one of the guys that Don Shula really likes and is kind of rooting for, because he's not going to be a starting linebacker anymore, but he does play special teams. And then you think, the age thing, you keep the younger guys. It's a tough decision.
Nifty move by Mark Higgs. And he's down at the 29-yard line.
They used to call Brzezinski, they used to call him Brew, and now they call him Old Brew. But the one thing he knows is he still knows how to hustle. You watch, he starts off on the other side of the line of scrimmage, runs all the way across the field, jumps over a guy, and gets in at the end of the tackle. I mean, the guy gets older, but he still knows that one thing to do when you're on the field.
Dana Batiste is the injured player. He's a rookie linebacker for Miami out of Texas A&M. While they check on him, we'll take time out.
I'm tired of us centers getting no recognition. I played 13 seasons in front of millions of fans, made All-Pro twice, and started in 3 Super Bowls. Yet no one knows who I am. Hey, even if I'm not well known, at least my beer is. Miller Lite. An All-Pro center doesn't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. I want the less filling beer that tastes great.
Oh, excuse me.
Let me get that.
Hey, aren't you Randy Cross?
It's well known. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Is your business ready to grow? Are you ready to expand? Do you think you have a product that people on the other coast would want to buy? AT&T's 800 service can get you there. For $20 a month plus usage, you can be using 800 service and reaching those markets, reaching the brand new customers. And the cost of a call, the average call, 4 minutes, less than $1. All you need to do is want to grow and expand. We'll get you started for free. There's no installation charge now through October 17th.
This is a machine built for absolute dependability. And these are its hardest working parts, each meeting the highest performance standards, providing continuous, reliable service. The mechanics of American Airlines, uncompromising professionals, dedicated to perfection, flight after flight after flight.
U.S. Open continues.
Among the feature matches tomorrow, the 4th rounder between Chris Evert and 12th ranked Monica Seles, and a 3rd round men's singles, Boris Becker against Michael Pernfors tomorrow on CBS. First down and 10. Randall Cunningham backs in the eye. Here's a fake reverse, and Mark Higgs keeps it, cuts inside the 20, and is down at the 17-yard line. Wes Pritchett, number 52, makes the tackle.
This is a play that always works well in the preseason. Watch it blocking on the right side of the line. The action starts to the left. There's Jimmy Giles. He does a good job of hooking Junior there. He holds him a little, but he hooks him and then puts him on the ground. And that was the block that let Higgs get to the outside.
First down and 10. Jimmy Giles, the 3rd tight end now in Philadelphia. Here's Higgs. This time he's jammed up as he gets to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it was funny. Before that play during the timeout, Vern, I saw Cunningham was talking to Giles, and he was telling him, Giles was shaking his head. I thought Cunningham was telling him, I'm going to throw you the ball. But what they were talking about is, if we run that reverse, can you hook and block the linebacker on your side so we can get outside? See, that's what a quarterback does when he calls his own play.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, too. Here's Giles trying to make the ball club as a 34-year-old tight end. Cunningham's a good friend of his. Might he not try and get the ball to him tonight?
I would think so, because I don't think Cunningham thought he'd be in the game this long.
That's Michael Quick. He'll get the ball to him as quickly as he can. That's his first catch since signing another new contract.
Yeah, we were talking to the Eagles yesterday, and Buddy Ryan and Cunningham and all, they felt that Mike Quick is a guy that really doesn't need training camp, that it's not going to hurt him, that he missed it all. He said by the time he had this week and next week, he'll get everything timed up. But you need that first catch once in a while. You get out there, you need that first catch, your first hit. Now you feel kind of welcome back to it, and you're ready to go.
3rd down and 1, Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham has gone the distance for the Eagles tonight. He was 3-3 at the half. The offense hasn't been particularly sparked for Philadelphia. 3rd and 1. Here's the one play they have in the playbook designed for Randall Cunningham to run. The only one, the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and he had to call it himself. I think that I still wouldn't be surprised if down here he threw one to Jimmy Giles. You know, he hasn't yet, but I think this is where, as you say, if he's going to help out his friend, the way to help him out is 1, to get him a pass, and 2, get him a touchdown. And maybe Jimmy Giles doesn't need any help anyway.
1st and goal from the 5. Well, it's interesting how the addition of Giles at the last minute to the roster might affect the makeup of the roster. Here's Cunningham. It's Mark Higgs who catches the ball, and he's down at the 1.
This is where Cunningham now doesn't call his own plays. When he gets down in the goal line, he said Ted Plum calls him now. You can see him looking over at the sideline. And see, now they have to substitute. So now that was Ted Plum there with the green hat there. Well, they all got green hats. Wherever he is. Anyway, he sends in the goal line play.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's a 17-3 game with 8:25 to go. Myers stopped short. Touchdown. Now comes the signal. Neither of the officials on the flank called it.
They didn't look like they were sure of that one either when they did call it. Let's see if we can look at this thing in the clicker here. Here now again, the ball has to go in. The ball has to cross the plane. Now, I don't know. You know, you look there. You look where the ball is. Look where the ball is right there. You see the ball in his hand? I don't know that the ball ever crosses a plane. Watch. We just stop it there. I don't think the ball crossed the plane. I don't think that's a touchdown.
Well, and neither official on either side called a touchdown. It was John Keck, the umpire, I believe, who signaled touchdown.
And I don't know how he could have seen that ball break the plane. So they're looking at it now. I don't know if they have a clicker or not up there.
As a matter of fact, honestly, Fritz Graf, who was the replay official, stopped by while you were rehearsing with the clicker an hour ago and said, gosh, I wish we had one of those.
I know it. I know they ought to have one, because then they could just stop it at that point.
The ball will be placed on the half-foot line. It is not a score.
The clicker has struck.
Well, I think the thing is the ball didn't get across the plane. And as you said, the 2 officials on the flank didn't call it. And to be a touchdown, it has to get across the plane.
So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 1.
That's something, though. Now you go, you score a touchdown, you celebrate, you run over the sideline, you get all the high fives and stuff. Now you got to come out and do it again.
That much. 8:04 to go in the ball game. The Eagles trying to go 4-1 in preseason. Miami trying to win its first. Lost yardage. Wes Pritchett, number 52. Keith Byers is going to be slow getting up.
And that is the way you play goal line defense. You have to get penetration. Watch this Dolphin team get penetration all the way across there. Not much of a block there, but the penetration came underneath and got Byers before he could get started.
Wes Pritchett, who is a 6th-round draft choice out of Notre Dame, a rookie, makes the tackle on Byers. It'll be 4th and goal from the 3, and Zendejas will try the field goal from 20 yards away. Flag is down. 2 flags are down.
That's a defensive coordinator of the Dolphins. He ought to be happy on that. He just saved 4 points if the field goal's good.
Tom Olivadotti. There's Olivadotti.
I think he's just hoping they don't get another shot at scoring a touchdown.
Well, let's see what the...
We have 12 men on the field against the defense. It's declined. The field goal is good.
Field goal counts. Olivadotti had 12 men on the field defensively. Philadelphia extends its lead 20-3. 7 minutes and 4 seconds remaining from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami.
You know, baseball cards are real popular these days. For one Ron Say, I can get a whole case of my favorite beer, Miller Lite. I don't want some watered-down minor league version of a regular beer. I want the less filling beer that tastes great.
Hey, Ace! Give me 2 cases, you can have this baby.
Dream on.
1 case.
Nope.
A 6-pack. Half a can?
The big league light beer, Miller Lite, where less filling tastes great.
Okay, I'll give you 2 cases, and you don't have to take the card. But that's my final offer. Must have a couple of mine already.
Whoa.
What's the difference? It takes too long to learn to use a computer.
Wrong. DeskMate makes the difference with graphics that guide you.
Learning new software is like starting over.
Not now. DeskMate uses the same plain English commands with different programs like load a spreadsheet for DeskMate.
A computer? I wouldn't know what to do.
Now you will. DeskMate makes the difference.
DeskMate is simple.
It's PC compatible.
DeskMate is even easier on Tandy computers.
The friendly face in the PC crowd at Radio Shack and participating dealers.
What does it take to be the best? Terry Bradshaw, 4-time Super Bowl champion. Dan Jiggins, indestructible Chicago Bear. Hank Stram, Super Bowl winning coach. John Madden, youngest modern coach to win 100 games. Dan Fouts, 6 Pro Bowl seasons. Ken State, Raiders quarterback and Super Bowl champion. What does it take to be the best? The NFL team on CBS.
Zendejas, who just kicked the field goal, will kick off now. Go! Lorenzo Hampton has it for Miami. Across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Jesse Small. 2nd-round draft choice, linebacker out of Eastern Kentucky, and Steve Kafusi is injured. He's a young man who started the game tonight at defensive line and spent all of last year on injured reserve when he was hurt in the last preseason game.
Well, he's starting there. Mike Golick had started that left tackle spot. Then it was Kafusi. But during the season, it's going to end up being Mike Pitts.
And there's Robert Drummond, the 3rd-round draft choice, behind Jesse Small, who's being assisted into the locker room. So one thing Buddy Ryan said is we don't want any injuries, and he's had a couple now.
Otho Davis is the head trainer. The guy on the left there is the head trainer of the Eagles. One of the better trainers around. As a good trainer, a good guy, and players really like him. And you know, guys like that, I mean, trainers, equipment men, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get a lot of talk, but those guys can be a big part of the heart, the soul, and the spirit of your team. And a guy like Otho Davis has been of this Eagle team for a long time.
Steve Kafusi, cousin of Vi Sikahema, who plays for the Cardinals. Both played collegiately at BYU. Doesn't look to be seriously injured, so he's on the bench. And here is Scott Sequels again, the 3rd quarterback tonight for Don Shula's Miami Dolphins. Gerald White and Mark Logan are in the backfield now. Sequels is down. Jerome Brown. He got here late, but he's celebrating in a big way.
Hey, when Marino goes out, this whole thing goes down. I mean, that's like when the dog's away, all the cats go out and play, or the cats away, the mice play. Look at it, in the first half, 211 yards with Marino. Then without him, 16 yards in the second half. So how important is this guy? I mean, there's a franchise player. That's it.
Second down and 20. Mark Logan makes the carry. Logan and Gerald White are the running backs now. Dan Marino.
Yeah, we were talking to him the other day, and he was talking about, you know how he has that quick release and everything. He said he learned it from his father. He said when he was a little kid, his father taught him how to throw and always preached to him, no wasted motion, no wasted motion. And he said he's thought about that all his life. Every time he throws a ball, no wasted motion, no wasted motion. And he has less wasted motion than anyone I've ever seen.
Including Namath?
A lot like Namath, yeah. I mean, Joe Namath didn't have any wasted motion either.
3rd and 16, Sequels. That's complete to Deval Love. Rookie out of Syracuse, a 10th round draft choice. And that is the 8th catch in preseason for Deval Love. That's good for a first down.
Well, he had a big game last week against the Redskins. He caught 5 passes. It's going to be tough for him to make the team, though, if they get Mark Clayton in here. Because I think Andre Brown has already done it. Duper's done it. Banks. Jim Jensen, is going to be there.
I mean, Scott Schwades is on the edge, too.
I think he's going to have a tough time.
Right. This is Andre Brown. I was just speaking about him. Sequels rolls to his left. Fires it high. Caught. There's Scott Schwades.
See, that's the thing you can do when you get Sequels in there. You change your offense a little. The Marino offense doesn't work. So you go to a rollout. You see, instead of going straight back and throwing the pocket, he rolls out to the same side that Schwades is running the out pattern. Then you can get away from that rush. I think anytime you see that rush up the middle, you have to start doing things like that.
4:20 to go in the ballgame. First down and 10. It would appear that the Miami Dolphins are going to go winless in preseason for the first time in Don Shula's tenure here. That pass almost picked off. Andre Waters. It was intended for the tight end, Brian Kinchin. Waters, who has at least for the moment lost his starting spot to Todd Bell.
Well, yeah, I think he's still in a fight for that spot with Todd Bell. Todd Bell, as was moved from weak side linebacker to strong side safety, and that knocked Andre Waters out. I don't know that they've decided that Todd Bell is going to be the strong safety and Waters isn't going to be. I don't think Buddy Ryan feels comfortable that that's the way it's going to be all year.
There's Todd Bell. They tried him at linebacker last year. The fit didn't work. 409, Sequels. Gerald White, number 22.
Tacklers by number 50, Ty Allard.
Played collegiately at Michigan. He's the longest of shots to stick with this ball club.
Well, here's the tough situation. When you only complete a 1-yard pass, that looks good in the stats, but then that brings up 3rd and long. And I would think that the Eagles, in this situation, against a young quarterback, will bring a whole batch of guys.
I'm looking at the clock. It's 11:46 Eastern time. Preseason, and Reggie White is still out there.
Yeah, I think part of that is to get him in shape because he missed so much training camp.
Everybody moved save one, and the one was Jeff Ulenake, who had control of the football.
False start, offense. 3rd down.
That's what happens on that 3rd and long, because you know they're coming.
Right.
And you know it's going to be a pass rush, so everyone starts to bail out. Just watch them. They're all trying. See, they don't get in a 3-point stance. They all get back there and they all start bailing out before the ball snaps so that they can get in pass protection line position.
Well, Ulenek knew what the count was.
Yeah, he didn't snap the ball.
Here they come again. Sammy Lilly, we're going to have a roughing the quarterback call.
Across the 40.
Sammy Lilly, number 37, coming on a blitz from the left side.
Yeah, Wes Hopkins was in there. They had a whole bunch of them in there. And again, he knew the blitz was coming. He's gonna get rid of the ball. We're gonna see the blitz coming. They're getting him right here, and then they hit him after he throws the ball. So watch the pressure that he gets.
Number 37, first down.
Ooh.
Got him for the forearm.
I think so. The one thing, you can't hit him after he throws it, but the other thing you can't do is hit him to the head. And Lilly did, I think, on that one, the old double dipper. I think he hit him late to the head.
Lilly is another of those unrestricted free agents, or so-called Plan B players. He was left unprotected by the Giants last year and signed a free agent contract with the Miami Dolphins, or rather the Philadelphia Eagles. First down and 10 from the 23, 3:09. That looked awful, and it's out fine. Gerald White to the 15-yard line.
He was going to run a bootleg where you fake to your back. He faked to his halfback, Mark Logan, and in doing so, he ran into him. And that's what made it look ugly. Watch him here as he comes to fake to Logan. Logan runs into him. Reggie White says, what kind of play is this? And holds up, and that lets Sequels get the completion.
That'll be a second down and 1, 2:33 to go in the ball game. Incomplete. Andre Brown, the intended receiver.
Third and 1.
It'll be third down and 1. Here's the injury report as of now, and it's more serious for the Dolphins than for the Eagles. Ronnie Lee, John Giesler both out with knees, so also is linebacker Dana Batiste. Steve Kafusi left the game with leg cramps. Third and 1.
As you say, the bad thing about two of those three Dolphin injuries, they're both tackles.
And that has caused some problems for the Dolphins in pass protection. Third and 1. Bruce Hardy starts the motion. Play fake. Sequels into the flat. Brian Kinchen breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Miami.
That was the old play fake. They fake the run and throw the pass. Look at Sequels. He's going to look out there, and there's only one defender out there, and there's two pass receivers. Look, he has a receiver there. He has another receiver, and there was only one defender there. You see Hardy was in there. He was the other pass receiver, and there was only one defender. So that's kind of nice when you're quarterback and you look and you see two of yours and one of theirs, you know you got a touchdown.
14 yards for Brian Kinchen off of the arm of Scott Sequels. And now Pete Stoyanovich will try the extra point. Up and good. So Scott Sequels gets the touchdown toss to Brian Kinchen.
Hey, he paid for it too, Vern. Watch this. Watch it. He's looking to the left. He knows he has something there because he has two guys and one defender. He has to look. Then he gets that pressure from that backside and gets hit just as he throws the ball.
Ty Allard coming on the blitz from the left side. But downfield, Kinchen had the touchdown.
It never hurts as much when you throw a touchdown pass. When they really hurt is when they're interceptions.
6 of 9 for 63 yards. Sequels came on in relief of Cliff Stout at the end of the third quarter. Stout had a forgettable night. 2 of 8 for 15 yards and had 2 passes returned for touchdowns. What do you think of Sequels here in the fourth quarter, John?
Well, I like him, and I think when they started changing their offense a little, I think it helped him. I think when they gave him that bootleg, and they gave him the rollout, and they gave him the play pass. They gave him some different type of offense than Marino uses. I think Stout was using Marino's offense. I think Secules had something that was a little different from Marino's offense.
Henry Gizmo Williams back to return the kickoff if it gets that far. The Eagles have 10 men up anticipating an onside kick now by Miami with 2:12 to go.
I don't know. I think when you're down by 10, I don't think you go for the onside now. I think you have to go and try and kick the ball deep. Of course, they're going to kick the onside, though. Look at this. They're sending the whole group over to the left. This is a trick.
There's the onsider. All of that. It bounces right into the arms of the Eagles, and they take over. Final night of preseason around the National Football League. Let's check in again with what's happening. Chicago hands the Raiders another loss. Tampa Bay knocked off Cleveland Buccaneers and looked good this summer. Denver leading Indianapolis in the fourth. Pittsburgh defeated the Giants. Dallas still leads over Houston by 6. And the Rams lead Detroit 24-14.
Do they still have that Governor's Trophy thing down there, Dallas and Houston? They used to have to they called the Governor's Cup. They could never find the cup.
They finally found it about 2 years ago. It disappeared in the mid-70s. And it was found in a former Oiler executive's office somewhere in Houston after being absent for about 12 years. We're at the 2-minute warning after Mark Higgs makes the carry. Eagles lead it by a count of 20-10.
By signing up now in the Army's delayed entry program, any skill training I choose is mine when I graduate. Guaranteed.
Be all that you can be. Getting it on life in the Army.
At Duracell, we've been jazzing up our batteries. In fact, today's copper top batteries last up to 30% longer than the ones we made just a few years ago. Duracell. You can't top the copper top.
95,000 miles and no problems.
Because Quaker State exceeds every single car maker's U.S. requirements for maximum engine protection. The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
Most men won't even discuss it with their wives, but when they start losing their hair, they talk about it with me. I say, don't waste your time with those miracle formulas. The Food and Drug Administration says there's no proof that they grow hair. The thing to do is to see a doctor. Doctors have the only treatment programs that are proven to work. Men listen because they know I'm making sense. After all, I'm a doctor.
Only your doctor has treatment programs that work, so see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
Final 2 minutes from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, where the Eagles used those 2 pass interception returns for touchdown in the third quarter to jump out to a 17-3 lead. They lead by 10 right now. That's not necessarily a pleasant sight at midnight, but that is. So there's the good news, bad news circumstance here in Miami. 2 minutes to go. 20-10. Randall Cunningham still at quarterback. Mark Higgs. And time has been called. Here's the way it's going to wind up in the NFC East. Of course, Dallas still playing, but Washington and Philadelphia will finish with 4-1 records. The Giants at 3-1. Dallas might go to 3-1 if they can hang on against Houston tonight, and Phoenix winds up at 1-3.
I wouldn't be surprised if that division ends up something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think this one will end up like this.
Green Bay, Minnesota, and Tampa Bay, all with 3-1 marks. Chicago goes into the regular season with 2-2, and Detroit winless in preseason. And out west, the Rams 4-1, the 49ers 3-2, New Orleans and Atlanta at 1-3.
And that division could end up that way.
Yeah.
And this one could end up like this.
Seattle, and of course Denver is playing Indianapolis right now, so we don't have a final there. Denver is leading by 3 in the fourth quarter. San Diego finishes at 2-2. Kansas City at 1-3, and the Raiders 0-4. Central Division. Houston is losing to Dallas right now, so we don't have a final up. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati finished 2-2. And the Colts might lose their first tonight. They're trailing Denver in the second half, as we said. Miami.
You see Buffalo 1-4, and they're supposed to be one of the best teams in the AFC.
There's a sack for E.J. Jr. $200,000 signing bonus for Jr. to come to Miami, and he has been nicked, as Don Shula said, all summer. He's been injured and hasn't been able to contribute much.
Well, he hasn't. I think he came in and he was a little overweight, and he had to lose some weight and get down, and really didn't show the things that they wanted him to. And this could be his last night to show it. I don't know if you make the team on a play like that, but I know that they've been waiting all summer for E.J. Jr. to do something.
It will be 4th down now. Update you on another score in preseason. It's now 21-20. Houston has come from a 13-point deficit. They lead it over the Cowboys now with 9:02 to go.
I've learned in life that guys will fight for a cup.
The Governor's Cup.
Yeah, right down to the wire. I mean, they go all the way for that Governor's Cup.
Here's the punt by John Telchik. You think the Oilers are really pumped for the cup, huh? The Governor's Cup. Got to get it back. Bring it back. Scott Schwades. As you look at a list of some of those who have been so helpful here in Miami. You know, I was present in the Astrodome when they first started that thing, and they had the governor of Texas at the time was a guy named Preston Smith from Lubbock, and Dallas is playing Houston in the Governor's Cup, and the governor was not the most popular guy in the state, and they introduced him before the game to present the Governor's Cup. Well, he got booed by 53,000 in the Astrodome. That was the year that the cup disappeared.
Yeah, well, politicians should learn not to be introduced at sporting events, especially fights. Some of them have never learned that. But you never want to be introduced to the sporting event.
Causes the cup to disappear.
I know it.
Couldn't find it.
Well, all those guys that just went by were the guys that have been here. Most of them have done such an outstanding job, and always a pleasure to be with and to work with those guys.
Ron Davenport.
Jacket 33, William Frizzell.
To the right-hand side. That'll be a second down. 1:24 to go in the ball game. Well, even if they don't win the Governor's Cup of the state of Texas, John and I are going to be with the Cowboys in New Orleans next week. Deval Glover drops one.
The other thing I do like about Scott Sekiu is he does have velocity on his ball. I mean he shoots that thing out there, and it doesn't spend a lot of time in the air. And he doesn't, have the gun that some of them have, but his gun isn't bad. And those numbers aren't bad.
7 of 11 for 72 yards.
But I think he's the guy, if he is a backup, that you have a different type of game plan for him.
3rd and 1. Incomplete. Intended for Ron Davenport. Now in his 27th year, Don Shula, he said something interesting. You and he were chatting, and I know you go back so long, John, about how the change at Miami. You said something about when you used to get film from him, the defensive reel was always so small.
That's why you'd always tell a well-coached team, because they had these little defensive reels. Their offense had the ball all the time. Their defense didn't have many. This guy here is a top coach, and he's a top man. And I always, as a coach, when I played against him, I always had more respect for Don Shula than anyone in the game. And I do to this day, not only as a guy on the sideline, but off the field as well. This guy, believe me, Vern, is tops.
Here's Sekiel's back. Incomplete across the middle, tipped away by Andre Waters. John, I find such an irony when you talk about Don Shula. For years, also the last 6 years, in quiet moments, Tex Schramm, the general manager of the Cowboys, would ponder what he would do when and if Tom Landry retired. The one man he wanted was Don Shula, and he didn't know whether he could ever get him and convince him to come from Miami to Dallas if that opportunity presented itself. But what an irony now. Landry's gone, Schramm is gone, the Cowboys have been sold, Don Shula's in Miami, but his son is in Dallas as the offensive coordinator.
I know, you bring up Tex Schramm, Tom Landry, and then Pete Rozelle retiring. The NFL has really lost a lot of people that have been an important part of that league for years.
The Eagles will run out the clock. That Indianapolis-Denver game had a 1 minute time remaining to it. 1 minute remaining in that one, and we are under a minute here with 55 seconds to go. So
well, this is the last of the preseason, and it's always the toughest time for a coach because you're all done with the practice, you're all done with the rehearsals, and now you have to cut your team down between now and Monday. And some of those, some of the rookies are a little easier, but the tough ones are the veterans, the guys that have been with you for a long time.
Final play of the game. Cunningham goes the distance, and the Eagles wind up with a 4-1 record. And for the first time in his years here in Miami, and the first time ever as a coach, Don Shula's teams winless in preseason. As the Dolphins fall to 0-4, Buddy Ryan has things going his way with Philadelphia as they win it by a count of 20-10. For John Madden and Irv Cross, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Miami, where our final score, the Eagles 20 and the Miami Dolphins 10. Be with us tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern and 11:30 on the West Coast for a full afternoon of U.S. Open tennis coverage. Tomorrow's featured matches include 4th-ranked Chris Evert versus 12th-seeded Monica Seles in women's 4th-round action, and 2nd-seeded Boris Becker against Michael Pernfors in men's 3rd-round competition. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.